And we're live now. Hello, everyone.
Awesome.
And welcome to another live stream with Powerful and with our lovely
What
guest
up?
here,
Oh God.
Mr. Chris. You can.
Oh my gosh. I have to hold on. I have to mute the switch. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, yeah,
Classic.
don't have
Hello,
the screen
everybody.
open.
Everything.
Hey, everybody.
At once. Oh God. Holy shit. That was.
I was about to mention, hey, have you got Twitch muted? But I thought, nah, they're professionals. They've already done that. I shouldn't say that. Hello, everybody.
Oh my
Hello.
gosh.
Well, welcome, Chris, to the world famous Powerful, a Power Metal podcast. Now in live stream format.
We have a lot of new listeners here, but our usual shtick is
All right.
Sup nerds. Welcome to Powerful, a Power Metal podcast. This is a live stream episode. I'm Stella. What's up? I'm joined here by our usual co-hosts Fernando and Kyle.
Hello.
And today we've got Chris Bowes of Alestorm / Gloryhammer. And
Good
various
afternoon.
other things.
Hello,
And
everybody.
the plate of beans, the most important one.
Yeah, the most important one.
Most known for the plate of beans, but occasionally I'm a pirate,
Yeah, obviously. So it feels a little bit like strange to be doing like a fucking meme show in the middle of a viral pandemic and police brutality, but here we fucking are.
I think this is the best time to get on with memes because, if there's crazy shit going down, it's, this isn't a time to be just making everyone sad with even more sad stuff.
Yeah,
this is a time to make memes and have fun. And
yeah,
just,
I feel like that dog in that meme, in which everything outside is on fire, and he's like, "This is fine." Okay, so we like to ask our guests, since this is your first time on our show, what are your top 4 power metal bands?
Oh my god, top 4 power metal bands. Number 1 is Luca Turilli, but only his solo stuff from his first 2 albums. When it was like the OG Luca albums, like the Prophet of the Last Eclipse, Pluffet of the Last Eclipse, and Prince of the Nordic Twilight one. Everything else after that went to dog shit. Number 2 is Sonata Arctica. Again, only the first couple of albums. I'm like one of those guys, like, I used to like them, but not anymore. It's like, because I'm sure we all know that Sonata Arctica has...
There might be a few guys like that in this here live stream.
Dude, fuck yeah, me too. Like, I wore my Sonata Arctica shirt last episode, and I'm like, just to be sure, I only like it up to Reckoning Night, okay? Don't fucking at me.
Number 3, Blind Guardian, but again, just mid-period Blind Guardians, sort of, Imagination's Nightfall era.
Hell yeah.
Like 90s Blind Guardian.
Basically, everything I like, is like, late 90s, early 2000s. I think by about 2002, I just decided, nope, this is all crap. Every band had just turned to shit.
The golden age of power metal.
The golden age of power metal. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Everything after that is dead to me.
Number 4. God, who's number 4? I get so...
4 always gets some.
Yeah, who do I like number 4 on my list?
This is why we pick 4.
It's a hard number.
I feel like it'd be cheating just to say Rhapsody, because I've already said Luca, and that's, cheating. But
kind of all
I used to have a real good soft spot for Hammerfall. Like Crimson Thunder, Renegade, those were like the albums that I used to smash out all the time when I was growing up. So yeah. Late 90s Hammerfall. Golden Age Hammerfall.
Golden Age Hammerfall. Is that why you track Hammerfall and Demon Bitch on your Spotify? to keep in mind the baseline, the Golden Age, Age band, and like a modern fucking who knows what band.
Yeah, basically we like to compare ourselves to old legends like Hammerfall and
new legends like Demon Bitch.
The current vanguard of avant-garde power metal, which is of course Demon Bitch.
Yeah,
as seen on your shirt,
Yeah. If anyone in the chat hasn't heard Demon Bitch yet, what are you waiting for? Go to Bandcamp and check out Demon Bitch. But today we're here to talk about what are we here to talk about? Memes?
stuff.
Well, Alestorm has a new album.
Alestorm has a new album.
We could talk about that. There's, more than one person on this live stream is in that album. So we'll have to just discuss that.
I don't think the audience is aware of that.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Our host.
We have a celebrity.
Our host is a new celebrity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best part of the album, or the best song, is Wooden Leg Part 2, The Woodening.
Yeah.
And the best part of that song is the Spanish voiceover provided by a not Spaniard.
Yeah.
Mr. Fernando Rey, the king of metal.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my God. Can you do the line?
Do the line.
Could you
do the line?
Oh, okay, do the line. Do the line.
I should wear an eye patch or something like that. It's like
just do this. It's okay, just do this.
Yeah, or just do that. Like this.
Cut off your legs or something.
Just cut
Right. Has despertado la ira de la antigua maldición española. Yo soy el espíritu vengativo que vive en las piernas que me habéis hurtado. He infectado tu cerebro y tomado control de tu cuerpo. Y ahora vamos a comer muchos tacos y churros. Y tú no puedes detenerme. ¡Salud!
¡Salud!
Salud. That was beautiful.
That was a treat.
I can see why you hired this man. He's so talented.
We've actually had Spanish people ask us about this, saying, "Who the hell is this guy? Because what the fuck is that accent?"
That's what we were going for, right?
This is hilarious.
It's wrong at so many levels, honestly.
We've heard you talk Spanish your normal way, like the Argentinian way, so many times that you faking the Spanish accent is so funny.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the equivalent of me saying, howdy, y'all. We're gonna eat cheeseburgers. Exactly. I'm from California.
Exactly.
California.
Exactly. It's that kind of thing. And
that's exactly what Californians sound like.
Did you pick an Argentinian guy to play a Spanish pirate on purpose to piss off the Spaniards?
I don't know anyone from Spain.
Okay.
Especially not anyone from Spain who's got a microphone and knows how to do this stuff. So it was a serendipitous wonderfulness that I got to know this guy from Argentina who happens to have a great narrating voice and can put on a almost convincing Spanish accent.
Yeah.
It's
almost.
Perfect.
It was really fun to do it. And yeah, I happen to have everything already to record. So that's really a strike of luck to just find someone in a chat that can do the thing that you need.
It was pretty cool. And of course we got the guy from Japan as well. Actually, two dudes from Japan. And they're great.
Yeah, that was also perfect.
I think I've not ever had anyone verify that what they're saying makes sense. Like, those guys are kind of a little bit weird. I'm just taking their word for it that what they've said is like meaningful.
Yeah, we had one of our friends that knows a bit of Japanese who was listening to it, and he said he understood what they're saying, but it felt like a weird dialect, like not the Japanese that you study. That is like the formal, normal one, but it's like some local thing, which is also something that I did. So I saw some people trying to translate the Spanish thing on Reddit, and they were kind of getting it, but not 100% because of some choice of words that are more normal speaking rather than what you would learn studying formally, which makes it
I guess better. It's like when you learn English, you don't learn all this crazy slang and the way people actually talk.
Yeah, exactly.
You just learn, hello. The cat sat on the mat. Oh. Shall we travel to the market this afternoon?
It's 4:00. Who says o'clock in real life? Nobody, but we learned that. It's 5:30.
Real talk. What does o'clock stand for? So English is my second language as well.
Is it of the clock, I think?
Yeah, it's for on the clock or something.
On the clock. Of the clock.
Yeah, basically the clock says 4,
Who knows this shit? It's crazy. Okay,
who wrote heritage English? I don't know.
Who wrote the Spanish part? Was it Chris or was it Fernando or somebody else?
I wrote then I sent it to Fernando and he translated it into a thing that makes sense in Spanish. Obviously, because I didn't. I realized if I just typed Google Translate in, it would be very.
That would be even worse.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. Let him do the work.
I really wish that the Japanese guys just totally trolled you and just said like, "Oh, this song is shit. Fuck you," in Japanese.
Dude, those guys, they are so. Oh, there's network error. Oh dear.
No, it's okay.
Those guys are so. Is it just me? Do I suck?
No, you're all right.
No, you're good.
You're
still here.
And I'm just looking at the stream on Twitch here. It's like just. But anyway, yeah, it's the Japanese guys. They were so like super stoked. They're like basically fanboys of us. Like they're strangely they're Rumahoy fanboys. Number one, they think Rumahoy, the legendary pirate metal band, is the best band on earth, and that's how we found these guys.
That's amazing.
They kept like hashtagging Rumahoy and all their stuff. Like, okay, fuck these guys, Rumahoy. And then got in contact and stuff, and their minds are just blown. It's very exciting.
Nice.
So this is a question I've been meaning to ask for like eternity. What is the relationship between Alestorm and Rumahoy? I'm so confused. I'm not updated on the pirate meta.
What's the lore here?
What's going on?
There's an awful lot going on with Rumahoy. I mean, I wouldn't know where to start. I might just tell the truth because the truth's funnier than lying right now. 8.
You heard it here on
We'll know if you're lying.
It's like one of these unwritten secrets of. I think everybody knows who Rumahoy is, but they don't. No one admits it. But yeah, 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, in I think 2011 or something, I was living in the Netherlands. Actually, all the guys in Alestorm, we lived in the Netherlands in this house, and we thought it'd be funny to start a fake competing pirate metal band. Because at that time, people were going, "Oh, Alestorm, they've sold out and become a whatever dumb meme metal band." So we thought it'd be funny if we started like a rival band who was like the true metal pirates, So we came up with this band idea called Rumahoy, and there's like a couple of demos online, and it's me on the vocals, like for the first stuff, and it's Gaz. Like there's one song called "Blackbeard's Lost Treasure." You can find it on YouTube. And that was me on vocals, and Gaz played the guitar, did some riffs, bassist of Alestorm. And we sort of left it at that. There was one song, and that was fine. It was dumb and crap. But then, a few years later, we sort of decided, actually, this band was, what a good idea Rumahoy was. Let's resurrect it. Second time around, I got other people to be the band. So I am not in Rumahoy. I can categorically say I am not in Rumahoy. I am not Captain Yarface. I am not Bootsman Walk the Plank. I am not Cabin Boy Treasure Quest, and I am not Swashbuckling Pete. So we hired a bunch of people to be this band, and a bunch of friends of mine, not me, it's like someone else wrote the songs for them. So it's they are a manufactured fake band, but they're just the best band in the world. It's this horrible. Actually, 99% of the pirate metal bands who exist, apart from Running Wild and Swashbuckle, were started by people in Alestorm. Like I think Elliot started this band. Elliot started a band called was it Yarhook? Ben from Gloryhammer started one called Death Grog. What else is there?
There's Lagerstein. Is that part of you?
That was nothing to do with us. Though they started as an Alestorm cover band, so it's a.
That makes sense.
It's like when you don't have a genre, it's best to just make a genre for yourself because you don't have bands to tour with, so you just start them yourself and get other people to be in them.
Make your own festival.
But it's Rumahoy's nothing to do with me anymore.
I totally did not know any of that until this moment, and my mind is blown.
I don't think anyone does. It's like one of these things that it's like I sometimes, but that's the thing. All the and any promo photos you see of Rumahoy, that's just random people. It's just we get different people in the photos every time.
Different people every time.
Yeah, it's just
okay.
Nonsense. But they're a fucking amazing band now. It's crazy.
They're so piratey.
It's dumb. But when they play live, they put on a show. It's great. So yeah, Rumahoy, it's the best band in the world.
Best band in the world. They've surpassed their masters or their creators in terms of piracy. Oh my God.
It even crashed on the music video with Tortuga, which was not filmed in Tortuga.
Oh, that was that we actually filmed that that was literally in the studio in Thailand. We filmed that because we had this great tropical thing going on. And it was cool. It was like that was just filmed there because you go to Thailand, make a video, and make an album. It's cool. Oh, hey, that rocket's about to launch.
Oh, yeah.
The Elon Musk thing? Are we about to get live stream on here?
Is it launching?
We can do that.
I can.
T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay. We can.
Will you go to prison if you put that on your stream? You probably shouldn't.
I hope we don't get taken down. But here it is.
Well,
Elon
my
Musk
suggestion
will come for us,
was to shop a corgi onto the rocket.
Do some real time thing with a corgi moves up in space.
Yeah, just cover it
then
with a
it's
corgi.
parody, and that's fair use.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have the MVC stream now. That will show the thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'm watching that as well on my actual.
It's covering half of your
good.
face. Sorry, we don't have a lot of real estate on the screen.
Fine.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll go up this way. Is this good? Yeah, I'll go over here. That's fine. So that's going to be cool. I mean, I want to go to space one day.
It'll be fun.
But,
Alestorm in space is a great idea.
Yeah, you could record an album in space. Shoot some space music videos.
Yeah, I'm sure we got the budget for that.
Yeah.
All that boat money. Money.
Boat money. Napalm Records money.
It's it's pays well sometimes. It's all right doing songs about pirates. There's worse things you could do, I guess.
Yeah.
For a band.
I guess it's the inevitable question. Are you ever going to have a true crossover between Gloryhammer and Alestorm, or do you not care about Gloryhammer?
No, those two have to stay super separate. We almost did this thing where we were going to do this. Powerwolf.
Yeah.
And they do this thing where they have all these bonus discs of
covers,
cover songs, bands covering. Oh, hey, rocket's going up. Pew. Oh, there you go. Wow.
Oh, is it launched?
It's going.
Yeah, left going to space.
There it goes. Yeah.
Oh,
It's going to space. Awesome.
it's going to space.
With
That's cool.
actual dudes on it. That's the first time astronauts have launched from America since 2011. That's cool. Wow. Awesome.
Dang.
Look at the rocket fly.
Go rocket, go!
Go
can do
rocket,
it, Rocket.
go.
Go
You
to
can never tell
If it's
with the way it's filmed. You can never tell how fast this thing is really going. It's like a fucking bullet.
I went down a couple of times to see it. I saw the Falcon Heavy launch, the first one. I've actually got a giant photo of it on my wall over there, and it was insane. We were 13 miles away from the launch site, but it's just the most amazing thing. All this stuff going up. We saw the two things landing as well. It was really. But this is awesome as well. Yay!
Yeah, there's a corgi now.
Yay.
Is there a corgi now?
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
corgi!
Corgi.
Yay!
All right, this is commentary. It's fair use.
Yeah.
Don't at me,
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Corgi going to space. This is the
Space.
first time a corgi's been sent into space from American soil. So that's
Yeah, we beat the Russians to it. Good job, guys.
Yeah, I guess. Yay.
Oh,
that's good.
Thing.
Is it gone now? Oh, it's in space now.
No,
Or
it's not already. Not
like-
yet.
not yet
It
in
has to
space.
break
It's
gone
1,000
there.
kilometers.
Takes
It's
a
gone
while.
past. It's gone past max Q, which is the point where there's the most pressure on the rocket, and that's the dangerous point. Once you're past that, it's smooth sailing. So
Sweet.
Speaking
Anyway.
of sailing,
ahoy! Where were?
Ahoy.
Oh yeah, I was talking about what was that thing? Yeah, that Powerwolf thing. They wanted us to do a cover for one of their cover albums, and we were going to do this thing where it was half Alestorm, half Gloryhammer doing a cover of a song. It was going to be that song. What was it? Demons Are a Girl's Best Friend.
Oh,
And we're
yeah.
going to change. So there'd be the first verse would be Alestorm. It would be Pirates Are a Girl's Best Friend. Then it would suddenly turn to a Gloryhammer song, and it would be goblins or I don't know, hammers are a girl's best friend. And then we do some weird mashup thing. But we decided against that because it sounds boring.
I think it would have been fun.
Yeah, but all it does, it's just free content for Powerwolf. They've stumbled upon this great marketing thing where they convince bands to give them songs for free.
That's true.
To
They
release
weren't
an
going
album.
to pay you? That's kind of weird.
I mean,
don't know.
well, the thing is, money never came up. I'm sure we could have negotiated a payment, but to make it. But
that's weird. That's not fun.
it's great because a lot of bands go, "Ooh, if I'm on the Powerwolf album, my band's going to be popular or something." I don't know.
Getting
which is
paid
probably
in
true.
exposure.
Yeah, exactly. They Powerwolf are paying people in exposure, which
oh my gosh.
I mean, I guess that's cool, but
like probably when all
feel
the bands are in the same level, that makes sense. But when one has already way more exposure than the other, then you have that imbalance where I don't.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, like, Powerwolf obviously in Germany are huge. They're like the biggest thing. It's so if you want to get big in Germany, being associated with Powerwolf is definitely not a bad idea. But I don't know.
I don't think they're big in the U.S. at all yet.
No.
Have they ever been toured
No.
here?
No.
Yeah, I think our perspective is skewed because we're in like a fucking power metal chat of nerds. But I don't think they've ever had a tour or a show in the US, have they?
They have not. I reckon they're going to do the thing that Sabaton.
Yeah.
They hadn't for the longest time. They did not tour the US, but then in was it 2011 or 12? They came on supporting Nightwish or
they
something.
supported Nightwish. It was a really weird lineup.
But that's they reached a point. Like in Europe at that time, they were doing arenas.
Yeah.
So they had that whole world behind them, the whole, the production values, the skill, the ability to put on a show. And then you bring that to America, bang, it's like, holy crap, this band is awesome. It's a good move to, because breaking America is tough. It's power metal just dies on its ass over here. So I thought it was quite interesting how they did that approach, and it's paid off. They're doing great in America now. I think Powerwolf's going to do the same thing. They're going to suddenly come with a tour, and they're going to have this huge production, fireworks, flamethrowers, and people are going to go, "Holy shit! What the fuck is this?"
That's so weird. Okay, so I've seen Sonata Arctica live in the U.S. like 5 times, and they never. I know. Don't make fun of me, please. This was all before Days of Grace, so don't make fun of me. But they didn't have any of this like huge production stuff. They just like played some straightforward power metal. Like, our band's not capable of doing that anymore, just playing music.
But
man, I think it's a problem too.
I don't know, like all of the bands that get to play here, at least you have a video or a giant ass backdrop and a couple front flags or things that are like human size, but that's like the very least in terms of live show production that I've seen here. Seeing bands that in the US play little 30 people bars, everyone goes big, and it's nice.
I think. See, I don't know. I think it's like you see like shows in Europe these days, big festivals, whatever, and I feel like it's not about the music anymore. It's about the flamethrowers and the silly stage show. I think it's got too much. Like like no one cares unless you've got like a bajillion things happening on stage. So, but like I don't know, like but that's our attempt. Giant ducks are good because it's like it folds down into a suitcase and you can take it anywhere.
Oh, but, so practical!
It's great. It's amazing.
Have a practical gimmick.
Yeah.
We could not afford to have all those crazy things you see like some bands do with like, I don't know, Powerwolf have a church on stage. I don't know what. Sabaton bring actual fucking tanks on. It's insane. But like you see a band like Rage Against the Machine, they came back to do this. Did that all get cancelled because of this summer thing?
I think
don't
it
know.
got cancelled.
But like all their stage show was literally going to be a stage with 4 dudes on it playing songs, and I think that's incredible. Like how you can get away with that if you're a rock, just a regular rock band, just doing that. I think that's awesome.
So I can say I've been to the most elaborate shows and the most simple shows all in the same venue in Rock in Rio, and yeah, there's a point where the band doesn't need to do anything, because like I've seen I think it was in the same day, System of a Down played, and it was just the 4 dudes, the drums on a riser, and then another riser went, and one time the bass player stood on, and that was it. And then we had Slipknot, which is everything is on fire basically, and there's mirrors and
All right.
risers that go up and down, and changes in costumes and all of that thing, throwing things. It's a great live show, but at the same time, in the same day, you can have a basic band doing a thing, but only when the band is already past the first barrier of getting to everyone to, yes, I'm gonna go and see it no matter what because it's my favorite band. Like, I think you would probably need all the spectacle to break into that and secure the audience, so then you can deal it back and do just simple things.
I mean, I think it depends on the genre. Like, metalheads have now got very used to these crazy shows.
Yeah, probably.
It's just, you know.
It might be an age. Okay, like I went to one of the last shows I went to pre-apocalyptic times, King Diamond, back in December. I mean, like they had like a little like dollhouse kind of dealy with like a gurney and the insane asylum setup and like a dancer being like creepy fucking Abigail. Yeah, and like flames. And the crowd there was an older crowd. And I think people were like kind of expecting a bit more theatrics, but it could be just because it's King Diamond.
Did they have the gates? Like when I've seen King Diamond like years ago, and they just literally across the entire front of the stage was like these like gates, like, you know, a fence, like sort of like an ornate house would have, and it's like part of the King Diamond show that he's in. I don't know what the story is. He's in a house or something. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, this one was more of like an insane asylum setup with like the doctor stuff and like a hospital bed. I don't think they had the gates.
It was like a full-on like bars between the crowd and the band. It's like, really?
Like
that's what. Yeah, full-on fence with like
someone hauled like a gate in.
They must have had so many trucks full of shit for that show.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But that's what people want when they see King Diamond is gates, apparently. So,
they want gates. They want like
where's the gates?
We want an entire like building infrastructure.
Yeah, with Alestorm, it's where is the ship? But with them, it's where is the gates? You know?
We were promised pirates. So, you guys don't do the inflatable ducks anymore, right? Or are you still doing it?
No, we found a new supplier of inflatable ducks.
Perfect.
We went on the old Alibaba and we found some company in China and said, "Hey, can you just make us ducks? Like just huge inflatable ducks?" And I sent them a picture of like this thing I'd hastily mocked up in MS Paint of this duck with an eye patch, and it said we're Alestorm on it, and they made it. And they're like 8 feet. They're 8 feet tall. These things, I was saying, those old ones, they folded down to the suitcase. These new ones weigh about kind of like 80 pounds each. They are big things.
Whoa,
like it's like real bouncy, like a bounce house, bouncy castle material. It's real heavy duty, and they are very heavy. So we used to throw the ducks into the crowd, but now we can't do that because they would kill.
You might murder someone. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the duck in the crowd at the Prague Power Show a couple years ago was amazing. That thing got killed like a pack of zombies real quick.
Yeah, there's like someone making an amazing photo of that. It just when it gets suspended in midair, it's like
lights behind it. It's a great picture.
It's cool because it looks like a traditional crowd shot. Like, here's the audience, here's the band, but then someone's just like photoshopped in this duck. It's like, what the fuck is that? But then you find out it's real. It's cool.
Yeah.
So one of the things we do on this here show is we review new albums, and I think it'd be interesting if you reviewed your own album, Chris. What do you think about Curse the Crystal Coconut?
I love this.
Oh my god. What do I like about this? I like, you know, my favorite song on the album is Tortuga, the one that everyone hates. It's, I think that's the band we want to be. Or at least I want to be. I want to be a band that can do stupid shit like that, and people to go, "Yay, we love this." I think it's definitely a lot more varied album. There's so much stuff going on. Like, I think our album before this, it kind of, you could be forgiven for thinking it all blends into one, but this one, it jumps in genre every song, yet it all still sounds coherent, which I think is cool. So like the first song is like, you know, sort of classic meme metal nonsense. Then there's like an old school Yara Hoy Alestorm song and Fanny Bars. Then there's this crazy fast thrashy one. but it still all sounds like Alestorm. And then there's Tortuga, which I still think sounds like Alestorm. Some people might disagree. And then there's like serious songs, a couple of like serious songs, like there's Call of the Waves, which is like this super inspirational sounding. Go out and do the
Call of the
thing.
Waves is probably the most power metal.
It's the most it's so
the
power
power
metal
song.
I love it.
Does that qualify you for Power Metal Album of the Year?
Yes.
I think it does.
There you go. You got it here.
But what I want to know
AOTY.
is, does Shitboat qualify for Power Metal Song of the Year?
I think that song's going to be some kind of breakaway hit. Originally, that song had very different lyrics. It used to be like super, super offensive. There was some guy who had some business dealing with the band that he sort of fucked us over, and so in a fit of anger, I wrote that song in 5 minutes, and it was just this absolute tirade of abuse at this one guy. And then I sent it to the band, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is the funniest, most ridiculous, amazing song ever! But we cannot release this.
Right.
We will literally go to jail. I'm sure it's
Oh god.
I mean, there was there was nothing. It was just, I don't know, slander or libel, whatever you call it. It's a lot of mean stuff.
Too mean.
Too mean. So we thought, fuck, we have to so we changed the lyrics and made it be about a pirate ship, and then suddenly this song appeared. It was great. So that was a good thing to change. Otherwise, instead of having a good album, I would be in jail right now.
It seems like you have not one but two songs sort of talking shit this time with both Shitboat and Pirate Metal Drinking Crew, where you tell people to fuck off, which is, I guess, an improvement over an Anchor.
One song. I think we've really got into telling people to fuck off and offending people. It's a thing we've sort of discovered. Yeah, from our live shows, we've discovered that people love it when you talk smack to them, just call them stupid, and it's like they lap it up. The more we insult them, the more they love it. So it's great. We just being offensive is our new thing, and it works. People love being told to fuck off.
It's probably like when you're talking shit with your friends. You're like, "Oh, fuck you, buddy. Oh, fuck you."
Yeah, exactly. I think people like that approach in that we're sort of we try to be accessible and on the same level as people. We don't try and come across as, "We are up here. We are the mighty band on our ship."
Right.
We're just
We are on your pirate ship.
Behold our mighty ship that we don't have. Yeah, it's we try and be we try and be just talk to people as equals and just say, "Hey, you suck." And people like that. It's a very straightforward manner with things.
Yeah.
Beer.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how useful of a song, how useful and relatable Shitboat is. People can apply it to their sports ball teams or whatever.
I've got a good feeling that the next time there's a 70,000 tons of metal cruise, and when the boat leaves harbor, people always shout. I have a feeling people are going to shout that song at any boats that pass. So that's going to be a.
Oh yeah, that's great. Whenever,
the other boats.
assuming the cruise industry doesn't die in an apocalyptic fire.
I think cruise industries they're doing well. I don't know what it is, but
I don't know. I think people just if somebody tells them they can't do something, like you can't go on a cruise, they want to go on a cruise
even
more.
though they probably never wanted to before.
Is.
Just the fact that you can't do it means that I'm gonna do it anyways, even if I never had any intention.
But things, they've all slashed prices right now, so there's a lot of people saying, "Fuck it, let's book a cruise for next February," and it's
they're just pre-buying tickets.
Yeah. So they're gonna have a big upturn next year, I guess. We'll see.
We'll see. They're gonna oversell. It's gonna be a crowded ship.
God, I hope everything goes back to normal before next year, though.
Oh my God, yeah.
We're all dying for live shows, and especially the actual
musicians, not
just the
especially
schmucks
you guys. I just hope live shows can be a thing again. I was watching that recording of the Alestorm show. Where the fuck was that? The 2018 one. Yeah, yeah. And I was. I loved it. I was just like, this is I also liked your the little paragraph that you wrote. This was from a time when people were able to do this without worrying about certain death.
Well, I think I stole that quote from where did I steal it from? It was like, I think it's from a thing that was ripping off Mad Max or something.
Yeah.
Like way back in the before time, all that other nonsense, you know.
Oh, I know. Oh, it was beautifully written.
But that was a great show. I think it's most of the success for that goes to our producer Lassa, who we've been sitting on that for a long time, and he mixed it, and he mixed it so well, like it just sounds insanely good.
Oh yeah, the sound was fantastic.
Yeah. It's again, nothing's live these days, but like we added one more guitar track just so you get that cool stereo separation.
Oh, fake live show.
Oh my god, like it's live shows are so fake, it's fucked. I mean, I think we're probably the best band for it. We are one of the least.
I think we're the best band. That's
we are. I think we're the best band. That's
crop
that's
that
what it is.
and post that all over.
Can someone clip that? Someone in the chat.
Okay, can we talk about like live shows being fake? I think that's such an interesting topic.
Oh god, that is my favorite thing to talk shit.
Oh my god, please
fake shows.
Carry on.
Please talk shit.
Shit show, no music. Go.
I mean, like so many bands, the whole fucking thing is on a backing track.
Yeah.
I swear, right? I think it was Visions of Atlantis. I could swear they had fucking crowd noises on a backing track. People going, yeah. Because it was at some festival. I think it was a Metal Days festival in Slovenia. Nobody was cheering, but there was this noise of a crowd going, "Yeah, woo, great song!" I was like, "What?"
Coming from like, I don't know, coming from behind the band,
out of the PA system. It's like wild. I don't know.
Shit.
And, I mean, I could have been misremembering this, but
that's pretty funny.
It definitely there's a lot of bullshit in bands. I mean, I know I can't talk because in Glory Hammer, that's all fake. Like, because I don't play the keyboards anymore. We've got someone to stand in. The guy who stands in for me in the keyboards cannot play the keyboards one bit.
Really?
He's
just
Really?
Yep.
It's just in the theatrics of
I think everyone knows that. Like, it's just this. But it's part of the show. It works for Glory Hammer because it's such a stupid band. But yeah, it's. I love all the nonsense for that. On the other hand, Alestorm
with more like stage theatrics if he's not actually has to worry about playing that.
Exactly. On the other hand, Alestorm is we don't use a single track, so everything's live. So that's why we sometimes sound a bit shit, is because we're not faking it. So that's cool. But
it's all good.
That probably
that's respectable.
That probably though only comes through in a recording, because when you are watching the band live, it probably sounds great in the moment. But it's then later when you want to release it with video on a DVD on a recording, that's where people say, "Hey, this sounds really thin," and like, well, it doesn't have any weight. But on the spot at the show with the PA, it works.
Yeah, I'm not sure it matters so much live, but if you want to record for a DVD, then
yeah, that's when having pre-made tracks is amazing, because your DVD you can just. The fakery you can do is insane. Like, you could literally just go into your album sessions, extract the guitars, and just paste them over and say, "Look, yep, it sounds amazing." But that's why we had a bit of trouble doing our one, because the Alestorm one was not to a track or click or anything. So mixing it, there's like our producer, he made a tempo map for the whole album, for the whole live show, and it's like, like every single bar is a different tempo.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's quite a challenge to do that, and but we made it work. It sounds amazing. It's good. But yeah, you can definitely get away with a lot more live when it's noisy, loud. You can't hear the details. People are drunk and partying. It's definitely better.
The perception is really different on a live show than watching the recording of the live show.
Well, you see it a lot with like these Wacken shows. Like, often Wacken puts out the live shows, and they just sound so thin and weird. You don't get that. Yeah. Saturation you get.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the best example of one of these was recently when Dragon Force was doing their tour in the US a couple months ago. They were doing like the farming simulator thing where they like dress up with banjos and Sam's a farmer, and it's hilarious. During that song is at my show when they started having technical difficulties. So like one of the guitars like cut out, and I was recording it because I thought it was funny on my phone. I didn't notice the guitar even cut out until I was watching the recording on my phone after the fact. I'm like, oh, so that's where it all went wrong. So it's really easy to miss those things in the moment. And then the recording is like, oh, wow, these guys are shit.
The recording is not forgiving at all.
No.
What is that farming simulator thing? I've read about it. I'm not quite understanding what it is they do.
They play music
because their whole gimmick is like video games right now. So it's always been that. But they're like, oh, what's your favorite video game? It's Farming Simulator. And then it's funny to have Sam come out dressed as a farmer playing like a banjo solo. And then they also, this is a cool thing to do, they'll bring the guitarist of the opening bands out as like backing support for that song too.
Does that song does that game have like a theme tune that people recognize? Because I could not fucking tell you what it sounds like.
I think it's just a banjo because
banjos
are farmers.
Banjos farmers.
Banjos are farmers. Okay. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I just assumed that, every Dragon Force fan was intimately familiar with the soundtrack to farming simulators. And
it's a fair assumption. Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, what are you drinking?
It's my beer delivery. What are we drinking, Joey? What are we drinking? Fooder Age Transit to Venus from Modern Times. A lovely wild ale with a funky smell.
I just realized I peeled the label off mine there. I think that's a sign of sexual frustration, isn't it? But I've got a Francis can of Weiss beer, which is... I don't like fancy beer. I just like...
we are all about the fancy beer in this household.
This is as fancy as I get. It's like a German Weiss beer. But
mail me beer, please. If I could... Oh, actually, yeah, we totally can. That's biscuit. Just to a friend. I'm not going to mail everybody beer. That's fucking insane. So good, so tart, delightful.
Was that one of those sour kind of things?
Oh. Yeah, it's one of these sour kind of things.
How do you drink that? It's like
it's fucking amazing.
Battery acid.
I think sour beers can be done poorly very easily. Like I can accidentally create a sour beer. It tastes like vinegar.
You need the right amount of sour.
This is just the right amount of sour.
So, Chris, are you also going to have the hurdy-gurdy be real in the live shows, or is that going to get faked?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't decided what to do about all that stuff yet. Obviously, the way we work is, we've got a drummer, bassist, guitarist, and me and Elliot both on keyboards. And the way it's worked in the past is we just try our best to interpret the album recordings on two keyboards because, on the album we use... there's live brass, like we have two brass players doing trumpets, trombones, flugelhorns, and doing a huge brass section. There's all that hurdy-gurdy. There is violin. That's the violinist of the band Subway to Sally this time around. Her name's Ali Storch. She's like incredible, like the most professional violinist you can imagine. And she also we usually use like keyboard synth string patches, but she like doubled those up with she did like 3 tracks of violin like it was playing a chord. So even the string pads you hear is a violin. Everything is real. The only fake thing is the accordion, because a real accordion does not sound like a cheap pirate metal accordion. Like that classic but we do. You can't do that with an accordion very well. So we fake that. We have had access to accordion players, but it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
so live.
You would like that the keyboard accordion sound, not the actual accordion sound that has like a slower attack.
Exactly.
Get Weird Al. He's an accordion player. That'd be a good crossover.
Yeah, it would.
Maybe comes a guest. But that's the thing, it's the attack is too slow and it just dies in a mix, whereas the keyboard accordion has that fake fast attack, which is cool. So we're just going to sort of arrange it somehow live. I think Elliot's better at this sort of stuff, and he has a bigger library of sounds he can use, so he'll probably be able to make a nice sounding hurdy-gurdy and play the parts. But it would be cool to do a show with Paddy at some point. I don't know how, when, what the deal with that would be, but it would be cool to, maybe if we're doing like a big festival show, like a Wacken or something, special guests,
that'd be
party
great.
time.
Live hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah.
How about the voiceover parts? Like, do you guys just use playback for your voiceovers? Just have one of you do it?
Again, we've never done it before, so we don't know. But we may have to for every show we do, fly in some guy from Argentina to come to Europe.
The most expensive 8 bars of music in any live show.
Fly out to Germany just to do a bit of narration.
If we tell you what, if we do some crazy show, like I don't know, if someone says, "Hey, you're headlining Wacken," we'll fly you over for it. How about that?
I'll be on for that.
On the deal that you have to dress as a giant leg.
Sure.
A giant leg costume.
Yeah, the giant leg costume for sure.
You will be a giant leg.
You have to
And
do
we'll-
it.
And we'll get the two dudes from Japan, and they can be a pair of arms.
Right, exactly.
And
Well,
you just run around
each
the
of
stage.
them is one arm, and then we could just go around.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Dude,
And then you have like a
that
wooden
makes
head come
sense
out at the
now.
end.
In our stupid Discord chat, you often talked about dressing Darko up as a giant leg, and I just thought, this is funny. But it makes sense now. It fits with
Oh yeah, I guess you never understood what the hell I was talking
Right.
Yeah,
about.
I was like, Darko is a giant leg. That's hilarious.
Classic theme, Chris. Make
Yeah,
it theme.
the meme makes sense. You were telling a story. Fuck.
It's all thematic.
Yeah.
God, I learned so much today.
All right, Wacken 2023, headlined by Alestorm. We'll do it.
Right, like we'll fly in from the States. It'll be cool.
If festivals still exist by then, we'll see.
Yeah.
Assuming we still have live music, then.
I'm so fucked right now. This is just not going to be a good year for me in any way. I got bills to pay. I need to do these shows.
Yeah, you've got ducks to feed, and
These ducks don't feed themselves. Actually, the ducks do feed
know.
themselves. I don't know what I'm talking.
what do ducks eat? Can we talk-
Ducks. I would love to talk about ducks and geese. So we have these ducks. We have 2 ducks and 4 geese we're raising in the backyard right now. And they're sort of friends and stuff. They've grown up together. The problem is geese are grazers and they eat grass. Ducks eat bugs and worms and stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing
Without
is,
grass.
they've grown up together. They don't quite know their ducks, and the geese don't quite know their geese. So sometimes you see the geese eating worms, and then they pull this face going, I don't like worms. And then the ducks try and eat grass, and they look so disappointed with it. So they haven't quite learned what they are yet. They think they're the same thing.
Oh no.
So they're working it out. The geese have mowed the lawn to like a millimeter high, so that's pretty good. And there are no bugs in our backyard anymore, so
Got
it's pretty
a
cool.
free lawnmower and free bug remover. That's amazing.
It's great. It's really great. They just eat their way through everything.
How about the goats? How are the goats doing?
God, the goats are fine. The goats are called one is called Kiko, which is the Maori word for meat, and and one of them is called Goatsy because
of course, why not?
That's amazing.
yeah. And there's a third one. I think it's called Gazelle, but spelled with a K. It's my wife's mom's idea. I don't know.
Okay.
They just live there, and they are whiny little bitches. They just don't shut up. They follow you around everywhere. They just want attention all the time.
Oh,
But they'll grow out of it. They'll become strong, independent goats who don't need no man eventually.
Yeah.
But until then, they're just whiny little bitches.
they're just little babies. And they want your love.
They do. If you want attention, you gotta have. If you're feeling lonely, get a goat, and it'll just follow you everywhere.
That's nice.
And you'll never feel lonely again.
This could be a good idea for the next album. You have a song about a pirate who just moves to America and gets goats and ducks and NASCAR and all the good southern shit.
NASCAR.
Hey, don't mess with NASCAR. It's the national sport.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Actually, the NASCAR race is in my town tomorrow, but obviously no one's going to be there, so that's kind of weird. Because
So they actually are doing the races.
usually it's like the biggest thing. Yeah, they're doing the races, just nobody's watching them. It's kind of weird. It's usually that's like the
They're
biggest
just
event.
live streaming it. Okay.
Basically, yeah. I don't know how that's going to work. I might go there and see what's going on, like see if there's like anything happening, or just watch from outside to see this. It'd be
From
strange.
afar. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. This is the universe we live in now. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. It's not the worst here. I mean, we're out in the country, so
yeah, it's a little different out there. Like
nothing happens here anyway, so there's nothing to change. So.
Yeah. So in terms of like plans for the future, like are you guys booking tours? Like how are you going about that? Keeping in mind the uncertainty right now.
So obviously every festival this summer has been cancelled.
Fuck.
Pardon me. But all of them are in the process or already have rebooking us for next year's edition. Like the the general plan is going to be every festival next year is going to have the exact same lineup. Obviously, a couple of bands won't be able to. Shit happens, but expect any festival you saw announced this year, good chance you'll see the same lineup next year. So that's what's happening. We're getting the same deals. Actually, a lot of festivals, especially ones run by like Live Nation and stuff, they're actually paying bands like 10 to 20% less next year. So like, hey, so come back next year for less money because shit's tight right now. We can't afford it. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's everyone's struggling. It makes sense. But tour wise, we are keeping options open. Like we still have something booked for the end of this year, but that's probably not going to happen. We've got stuff booked for next spring, which might not happen, and we're booking like 2 years in advance now. Just
the promises of a future.
Just putting holds on venues just to try and do things. What are those things?
Yeah, Biscuit pointed them out in chat. They are my pile of whamsters.
Whamsters.
It's a mix between a whale and a hamster.
Awesome. they're very adorable.
Yeah. True metal people have.
like a true metalhead.
Right.
Sign of the hammer.
Sign of the whamster.
Oh yeah, here's my Hannah War. Shout outs to Hannah War.
Wow, they have stickers. That's been
Fuck yeah.
The most true metal Man of War tribute band.
So true metal and stuff.
Up there with Dan of War and Woman of War.
Yeah, they've done like a triple pub shows before. Like I would love to travel to England just to see that.
I'm terrified of like what the fuck is the audience at a triple bill of Man of War tribute?
It's like no, I don't. It's like Womanowar and Hannah covering Manowar songs.
That's
in like a shitty pub show.
That sounds like paradise to me.
Fucking fantastic. It's like a dream come true.
I think you can picture exactly what the crowd at that show is.
Yeah.
I wonder if they like sell oil at the merchandise so you can oil yourself up before the show.
Get your loincloth.
They'll sell you some oil and loincloths. Like togas,
leather bracers.
Yeah, like some
Everyone
bracers.
telling
totally.
you how afraid you are of yourself all the time.
Oh my god. I'm gonna choke on battery acid. With all the same set list. Yeah, that's my kind of party.
Who decides who gets to play the hit songs? Like, hey, I want to play Hail and Kill tonight. You played it last night,
They're gonna play it like what? The only thing better than hearing Hail and Kill once is hearing it twice. They're just gonna play the same set list.
My kind of show, I think.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. Like, say we were supporting a band, I would love to like learn their biggest hit and just play it before them. Like,
yes.
Also learn. A lot of bands they have like repetitive stage banter, so the things they say on stage they say every night. How fuck would it be just to steal all that and just say?
Yeah, I think that's another thing people don't really think about, like stage banter. You've got to rehearse that shit. You can't just like hop on stage and I don't know, address the audience.
That never works.
And make sense.
In a small room, it works fine. When and then when the crowd's right in front of you, you can.
But not like at Vakken, like hello,
like
whatever.
At least
it's like the guy back there.
At least you have you have to have it timed into your set list if you're playing a big festival, because like, okay, when am I talking between which songs? And everyone should be on the same page.
It's the worst thing for me trying to time these things, because again, like I'm saying, we don't play to a backing track, so we can't say, this song takes 5 minutes, because sometimes it takes 4.5 minutes, sometimes it takes 6 minutes, so it's really fucking tough to time us out. So we just have to look over to our guitar tech saying, we still got time, and he goes, one more. So, okay, play a song. And it's I try not to be too repetitive with stage banter, but there's like a couple of things that just work sometimes. You just stick to them. You just use them over and over again. But it's if something funny happens at a show, you have to riff on it. You have to make a thing of it. It's funny. But
I think people kind of look forward to the Alestorm stage banter. Like there's certain staples like take off your clothes and fuck each other.
We did that. That's for the old Wall of Death thing. We did one of those once.
Yes.
At was on Warped Tour, and it was somewhere in this weird town on like the Texas New Mexico border. It was a nowhere town. It was like some little college town, and it was like the smallest Warped Tour show ever. There was like maybe 500 people at this huge festival. It's like, okay, so we were playing, and there was like 50 people watching us. I don't know, and so when the Wall of Death came, I was like, okay, when I say go, I want you all to just run away. And so the entire crowd just ran off.
Run away.
Yeah, they just ran away. It was fantastic. I mean, eventually they all came back.
No, that's great.
Yeah, reverse Wall of Death.
That's amazing.
I love a good reverse Wall of Death. When I say sausages, you all run away. That sort of thing. It's fun, but it's
fun.
It kind of sucks when you've got to find a way to make it fun if you're playing to a tiny crowd.
Yeah.
You know, you can't let it get to you. Like if you're one of these bands whose whole thing is like, mighty warriors, we are here tonight. You are all true heroes of fucking El Paso. It looks very silly. You know, you have to sort of appreciate how dumb the whole thing is when you're doing shows like that, and you know people understand that and they have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, totally. Cool.
I know when I saw Jag Panzer at Prague Power, I think after the first song, they're like, yeah, we're just not going to talk at all so we can play more songs. And everyone's like, okay, fine.
That's totally fine.
That's what they did. They played a shit ton of songs.
My least favorite thing is like there's an unpopular band or like a support band. It's like, okay, I want you all to say, we are really powerful, and then sing along with the song. And then the crowd goes,
oh my God, I hate sing-along songs. Don't make me...
they don't want to do it. But and then the band like doubles down saying, no, I want to hear you. Let's all do this right now. And the crowd's like,
yeah.
They just do like pity clap.
If the crowd doesn't get into it at your first attempt or naturally, don't push it. It's
I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's just some bands they need to learn to read the audience better and understand, you know, who's out there and what they want to hear. Like, just admit to yourself, these people don't care who you are, so let's not try and force it, you know?
Not to rag on Vision of Atlantis too much, but when they
let's rag on Vision of Atlantis.
Oh my God,
we can rag on Vision.
Favorite thing to do, apparently. Okay,
but
go on.
So they were the first band up for that show, and who's here to see like Dragon Force and Unleash the Archers. So Visions of Atlantis totally doesn't fit in, and they're doing these like. In between every song, the singer would do some like really introspective, this is about life and blah, 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 blah. And every speech would like end with the next song title. But literally no one was there for Visions of Atlantis. So nobody like got like the big moment of like, oh shit, it's this song. So it just made it extremely awkward.
Yeah.
It's about feelings.
Yeah.
This song is called Questing to... And then the crowd goes, what?
I don't know that song. I don't know you. You're the opening band. I've never heard of you.
Who are these strange Dutch? Are they Dutch people? I don't know.
They're Austrian, except the singer Clementine. I think she's French. But like, I feel like I've got the right to talk shit about them because you know the drummer is like the owner of Napalm Records, and I think I've probably made him several $1 million, so he can. I reserve the right to talk shit about him.
Wow,
That's fair.
They must make so much money from this. It's fucked. Because I don't make that much, that's for sure. But you know, there's big money in record labels. If you like, I think they're like possibly the most relevant metal label there is anymore. Because like Nuclear Blast's dying a death. Mm-hmm. Like it's all the big bands just like jumping ship to Napalm. It's just the place to be right now. They're doing something right, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Napalm has more of the like jokey bands for sure, that's the popular thing these days. Not to single you out, I guess. Oh
no, there's a lot of them. They got this. Obviously, there's us at my other one, and we've got Windrose.
Yeah.
It's just dwarf memes. They've got who else do they have? There's so many meme bands.
Yeah, let's talk about meme bands. Is this the future of power metal, or like?
It's the present of power metal.
I mean, I feel like just
Grill Nights. I
mean, I don't know. Let me think. I feel like it kind of reflects the way, like, say you go on YouTube, and what's the shit that takes off is like, I don't know, some guy and girl singing a cover of the latest meme, and it gets like 100 million views. That's metal is like regular bands signed to record labels. They can't react that fast. No, you can't make a song about a meme and hope that it's going to be relevant by the time you release it, because it's like the whole thing of write the song, go to the studio, send it to the label, wait 5 months, then the song comes out. By that time, it's a stale meme. So it's...
And then there's Windrose covering a like 10-year-old meme song.
Yeah, exactly. You have to cover things that are like old pop culture or things that. But, you know, it's difficult to do like a modern, up-to-date meme song if you're going by the traditional, you know, mainstream metal band record label shit. But if you're just a dude on YouTube, they have it covered. You know, like I saw some chick singing and playing the violin or something, doing a cover of that Coffin Dance song, and it got like 1 million views in one day. And it's like this folk metal kind of thing. Can you imagine like a folk metal band getting like fucking 1 million views in YouTube? Like, it doesn't happen. So I think real bands cannot compete. So
also, what the fuck is the Coffin Dance? I am not up to date on my meme.
It's
knowledge.
A bunch of years ago, there was this news report made from these pallbearers in Ghana, and their whole thing is they dress up all fancy, and they basically, as they're carrying your coffin to your funeral as procession, they're dancing around and like throwing it and doing break dancing while they carry your coffin.
Holy shit.
And that's the thing. I guess they treat funerals and things differently there in Africa.
Yeah.
But, then suddenly, like this year, someone found it and it became the meme. And there's like a song playing in the background.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually watching it now. It has
it's crazy. Hey,
it has 36 million views. Not the folk metal cover, but the actual Coffin Dance.
Yeah, the song's called like Astronomica or something. And
wow.
Then, so there's a bunch of people have done covers of that. Like even your co-conspirators, Japanese folk metal.
Nice.
They did a cover of it as well. It's the thing you do. Everyone's doing it.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
so,
I was thinking like meme songs like Toxic Coin to Your Witcher, like every metal YouTuber and their mother was like making one of those a couple months ago, and some of those got really big. Like Dan Voss like doubled his subscribers in like a day with it.
But I'm like, you know, let's say, you know, like 2 years from now, if like, I don't know, Equilibrium or some folky band does a cover of that song, it's going to be old hat. So it's
right.
You have to be doing
if Equilibrium is still doing folk metal in 2 years,
but Ramahoy did a Harambe song in 2020.
The whole point of that is that it was a dead meme. You know, that's
it's
what made
ironic. I get it, kind of. I think.
I think the fun thing with Ramahoy is just simply not getting things and doing it wrong. It's part of the charm.
I think people were mad. They were like, "Why is Ramahoy doing a Harambe song?"
It's like, oh, they're gone to shit now. I remember when they were true pirate metal. It's like the same thing that Alestorm
No, they sold out, just like Alestorm.
They're in it for the hookers and the blow. Man,
Hooks
and
out
memes.
Harambe in 2020.
Oh shit! Talking of Ramahoy, Harambe, and Napalm Records, the whole thing. Napalm Records is doing this competition with Ramahoy that if 100 people post a picture of themselves on like Instagram or whatever doing the hook, and then hashtag it hooks out for Harambe, Napalm Records will adopt a gorilla in the name of Captain Yarface.
Amazing.
What the fuck?
Oh my God. What?
How good is that?
That is the
What a
stupidest
time
thing
to
I've
be
ever
alive,
heard.
man.
The meme metal apocalypse has just happened. You know.
Damn.
What's out?
Wait, if I was
That's
better
great.
at like internet and technology, I would have taken a screenshot, but I am not coordinated.
Good hooks.
Good hooks.
The industry is pandering a little more to the internet, which is where most of the fan base is now. Thank you, commenting on the Twitter.
Yeah, I can see in 5 years, like, you know, your average metal festival lineup headlined by Blind Guardian, co-headlined by Dan Vask, and like with support from the Slap of the Bass guy.
Right.
It's like, what? You know, that's... And then like real bands like down on line 4 or 5. It's going to be weird. Like, I think that's where we're going to go in a few years, that internet dudes are going to be popular, more
They
popular
have-
than real bands.
They have the advantage now.
Yeah.
They know they've have a platform that we're all forced to use now. They already have a following,
and they know how to use it
Yeah.
because you've
know how to
seen
use
like
it.
outside even of music, a lot of TV shows that say, okay, we can do this. We'll just do it from home, and they suck at doing it from home.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to film themselves. Nobody knows how to light themselves. Nobody knows how to make the sound not be shit. And you see all these big time TV shows just crapping themselves trying to go online. And the dudes on YouTube that do it every day without a hitch.
Yeah,
They've been doing it for
YouTubers,
years by
YouTubers
themselves.
and Twitch musicians. This is your time to shine, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean,
Biscuit wants us to do a hooks out, and he's gonna screen cap it.
hooks out for Harambe,
Hooks out
everybody.
for Harambe. Kyle, hook.
I think
Looks out.
his connection is...
Okay, go.
Oh, there it is.
I'm hooking. It's just lagging. My connection's
Did
crap
you
right
get
now.
it? Did you get it? Where's my print screen button? Fuck me. I think it's close enough.
I got it too.
You got it
Yeah,
right.
We all did it there. Yeah, Pelek's gonna. Oh, sorry, Pelek.
Pelek.
I always thought his
Me
name was
too.
Pelek.
Pelek
Pelek,
sounds
eh?
less awful.
Pelic. But the
Pelek.
K is capitalized.
Yeah, but so many like
Right?
Sudakra capitalized the final A. It's a thing that some bands do.
Pelic.
So Pelek
Pelic.
headlining Prog Power 2022. I can see it. I can really see that.
My God.
It's from
Is he gonna do
Jas-
like only anime covers?
I hope so. Anime and
that can
Disney
bring a lot of
covers.
people
what's his
on.
big-
Honestly,
What's his biggest thing? I'm gonna look at
the
it.
anime.
The thing is, like, all the
Anime covers is his biggest thing.
rock crowd
Yeah.
is so much older than his crowd.
Yeah,
His crowd are like younger
he wouldn't do Prog Power.
anime
It would
fans
be a different
in
thing.
their
Yeah.
teens. Yeah, Prog Power. The median age there is like 45, so they're not gonna understand the anime song.
I always like calling Prog Power the annual Boomer Expo.
Yeah, Prog
Kind
Power
of
boomers. we often joke about that too. We feel young when
We
we're
feel young
there.
when we're there.
Feel young when you're at Prog
Virus
Power.
610 had a nice screenshot of us. That's one for the gram.
Nice.
So I'm looking at. I'm on Pelek. I'm gonna call him Pelek.
Pelek.
Yes, Pelek is
I'm on
better.
Pelek's YouTube. His top video is it what, a Tokyo Ghoul
Yeah.
cover?
Yeah,
That's
so
anime,
you'll
yeah.
cover. That's very famous.
Are they like a,
That's a good
are they a
song.
band? Are they a band or is that a?
It's
I
an
don't know.
anime.
Tokyo Ghoul is
It's
an
an anime
anime,
series.
and
Oh, okay.
that's their intro to the show.
Okay, that's
It's a good song. It has a lot of like falsetto, and it's like, I don't know. And there's a part where there's a scream, and I think that's the first time anime fans have ever heard a scream being used in a song. So they're
What
like
is this?
fascinated. They're like, wow, look at this emotion.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
No one has ever done harsh vocals in a song
Yeah,
before.
that's
Pelike
like,
invented
wow. Yeah. Until
just-
Pelike covered it, because the anime invented harsh vocals, you see.
I'm just really in awe of his facial structure. He's
Yeah.
got such a good jaw.
I
Holy
don't-
shit.
We
It's
don't
like
like it.
really
We want to punch. I want to punch his face every
very
time I see
pointy.
it.
He's so
Yeah,
punchably
he's
attractive, isn't he?
punchable. That's
Yeah. You know, I actually liked that song he covered. And then the guy who brought me beer, which is the guy I'm married to, he just kept playing the Pelike cover, like, to me, like, following me around with it. He just fucking ruined it for me.
there's probably
That's true
Like,
marriage right there.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
a couple of ones of
Like, thanks.
his covers are cool, but there comes a point when you're just sick of it because he always does the same thing over and over.
He just goes, he just belts a
Yeah.
lot and really high. And you're like, this is
Like this doesn't need to
He
be
just
an octave
spams-
higher.
spams that one ability. Yeah.
I guess that's what people want. They just want to hear the same thing over and over again to their favorite
Probably
anime.
they
theme
probably
tunes.
do because he has like anime covers volume 24 out by now on Spotify. That's the album.
Someone in chat says he's hot and he's a good singer.
I mean,
Is he hot?
he's
I don't know.
he's conventionally attractive, but
Did Count Tommy Karavik.
You know,
I
Dude,
assume
Tommy is way hotter.
Is he Swedish?
Come on.
Is he Swedish? Is he Norwegian? He looks kind of.
Swedish, I think he's.
He's like Tommy. He's Swedish, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's Swedish.
Tommy is way hotter
Like-
though. Like, have you seen Tommy's biceps? Like, that man is a firefighter.
Yeah,
He defends those who
he's a real.
are.
hero.
He's Norwegian. JK. We're just like
Norwegian.
making shit up about people.
Okay.
So Pellic has 532,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. That's like almost twice Glory
And-
Hammer.
and
He is.
you
like,
know why?
That's amazing.
There's
Wow.
a thing there because there's a big gap. There's not a lot of Japanese music on Spotify, and if you look for an anime opening, like 50% chance you're getting Pelec's version, and maybe
Dude,
some other
all
cover.
of his top songs. You're so right. All of his top songs are Japanese anime covers.
Yeah, never bet against anime.
Naruto
Dragon Ball,
Shippuden
Power
opening.
Rangers.
Yeah, they're all Naruto covers. People love Naruto.
Does
Oh my
Naruto have that
God.
many
Yeah,
songs? I
it
don't know.
has
Yeah.
like 6 openings
Ew.
and 6 endings,
Mhm.
and then you have insert songs, and they are not available.
Has he done Cruel Angel's Thesis yet?
Yeah,
though?
like 3 times probably.
Okay.
I thought you were kidding about Pelike anime opening covers volume 24.
I say
but you
factual.
were
I
kidding.
say
I
facts.
thought you were making a joke.
No, I state facts.
So
Holy shit! There's 37.
there's 37 of them. You guys
Whoa.
see this shit? Like,
Holy shit.
And that
That's a lot of.
Yeah,
that's the
see-
thing that you have to think about. Like, if someone watches an anime, even if it's a popular one, the actual openings are not on Spotify. And if you want to listen to them, you find Pelec's version, and that's what you have.
Yeah, that's good enough.
oh
So
my
I guess
god,
this.
he's brilliant.
So like this monthly listeners thing, like this is a stat that people use a lot these days in the industry. It's like, oh, how many monthly listeners do you have on Spotify? And it's used a lot as a metric of how popular a band is. But I guess what counts as a monthly listener is if you listen to one song once, you are a monthly listener. If you listen to their entire discography 1 million times a month, you are one listener.
That's
So-
so weird.
So
Wow.
what happens is I guess there's a lot of people, sort of casual people who like these anime
Yeah.
songs. They go and find their favorite show. They listen to their theme tune maybe once, maybe that one 100 times, but that's it. So he gets a lot of different listeners. But like if you
Exactly.
look at all these songs, none of them are particularly popular. Like his most popular song seems to have 4 million plays, whereas like Glory Hammer, who has half the number of monthly listeners, Angus McFife has 12 million plays.
Exactly.
So, it's
So
like,
you have hard fans and casuals that
yeah.
just go through your things. So Pelec has a lot of people that just want to find this one song, find it, listen to it, move on. They don't care who he is. And then you have the fans that, oh, I'm going to listen to Glory Hammer today. I'm going to listen to Alestorm today. That's the difference.
That is like the main thing that why metal works as a genre. Like, have you ever seen a guy walking down the street wearing a T-shirt of some random pop rock band or their favorite? No one does it, but metal shirts. Every metal dude always wears metal shirts. Metal fans are hardcore metal fans who love their Demon Bitch. They love their Angra. They love, what the hell shirt are you wearing down there?
Seventh Wonder.
Seventh Wonder. Yeah. Imagine like, someone wearing a T-shirt of like, some semi-unknown pop rock band. So like, metal fans are hardcore. So like you can make a much better career for yourself as a middling metal band as you can as a pop artist who's huge. Like when you're a huge pop artist, yeah, you'll say, wow, you've got 10 billion people know who you are, but they all listen once and to one song and they don't really care. They're not invested. They're not going to come to your show. They're not going to buy a T-shirt.
Right.
They might not even buy an album. They'll just stream on Spotify once a month, and that's it. And so it's metal is still like a powerful genre to be part of because it has the best
Real
fans.
money is
Yeah,
printing
as
black
much
t-shirts.
as we make fun of metalheads,
You're getting another beer now.
like I
Beer
fucking
too.
I get another beer.
Watch out! Oh no!
What's this one?
Okay, so this is a Monkish IPA, India Pale Ale. So it's from Monkish Brewing in Torrance, California. It's a hazy IPA. and it's 8.4% alcohol.
Oh my god!
It has a lovely citrus smell. I'm gonna rinse my cup with water because I don't want to mix the.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hashtag not sponsored by beer.
Yeah. Hashtag not sponsored by Monkish Brewing and Modern Times Beer of San Diego, California. Oh, I get to drink all of this, I guess.
God, that is like, what is it? It's so thick.
Okay, so this is I don't
beer.
know if you guys have this in Tennessee. Maybe you do. So it's really opaque. It's
you country folks get this kind of alcohol?
Yeah, I sound so fucking California right now. It's insane.
You and your hick beer. You
wouldn't have heard of this.
This is a New England style IPA. So a West Coast IPA would be like clear and like it would be more clear colored. But it's like really juicy and thick, which is probably
I tell you, girl,
not
around these parts we drink Bush. That's a real man's beer.
Oh, that's delightful. And then you pour it in a cup like this, so you can smell. You can get the aroma. You can't just drink it out of the can, okay? That's fucking.
I know.
No, you can't do that. It's thick. Hell yeah, it's thick.
I used to live in the Netherlands for like 4 years, and they have these things called beer cafes, where like they're like specialist bars, and you go in and it's all very nice, and the good ones have like maybe 500 different beers, all the Dutch and Belgian ones, and they have the correct glass for every beer.
Hell yeah.
So when you order a quack, it comes in that stupid glass that's like it's like 3 feet tall. It looks like a mixing glass. It's ridiculous, and I used to drink a lot of that daft nonsense, but the headaches were unbearable. Like some of these 8%, 9% triples and quadruples, it wrecks with your head. Like, how can you drink that and just not wake up tomorrow feeling like shit, you know?
I think we just accept the fact that we're gonna feel like shit and you drink it anyway.
Hell yeah.
Oh god, I used to have this superpower where I like never had hangovers and I like can drink beer like it's water. I can't do it anymore. I think I'm getting old.
Yeah, that's just called getting old.
I'm in my 30s now. Oh my god.
Yeah, Chris, having a alcohol themed band, does that get you into trouble at shows? People are like, yeah, let's do shots with Chris.
God, it's the worst thing. Like,
there's so much drinking in your music.
It's like, you know, we drink on stage. It's, you know, we don't get wasted because, you know, we've still got to play these songs. And then, you know, we get off stage, and I like to go through the audience, you know, after the show, going, hey, everybody, woo, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes the venue stays open late and there's a bar, so I can wander to the bar or whatever. And then a guy goes, ahoy, Captain Chris! I've bought you a shot of Captain Morgan's rum. Let's drink rum together. I'm like, oh. So,
oh, please, my stomach.
And this guy, he's already bought it and paid for it. Well, I can't say no. That's like, in a gig, that's like a $10 shot. I'm like, okay, ahoy. And I drink this shot of rum. I'm like, oh my God, nice to meet you. Thank you. And then we chat for 5 minutes, whatever. Then he goes away. And then I turn around, and then there's someone else, and they say, ahoy, Captain Chris! I've also bought you a shot of Captain Morgan's rum, me hearty. Let's drink. I'm like, oh my God. So, next shot of Captain Morgan's rum. And then, obviously, then the night turns into a blur. That happens a bunch. Then you very quickly start to hate rum in any way, shape, or form.
My God. You heard it here first. Chris hates rum.
I hate rum. It's, oh my God. And, you know, I'm getting old. 3-day hangovers are a thing at this age, you know? It sucks.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh, man. I'm not at that level yet, but I will be soon. You're not much older than me, I think.
It's you know, when you have a particularly heavy night, it just kills you for 3 days. But yeah, so it's we try and stay sophisticated and just hide from people and drink white wine spritzers all the time, you know.
Yeah, I see why you like cheap lagers now, for they are 3% and mostly water, and they keep you hydrated.
Exactly. That's the worst thing.
Alestorm is a very practical band of pirates.
Well, yeah, like when we play a lot of shows, the promoters go, "Oh, Alestorm, you're from Scotland. You must love all Scotland." You must love all these authentic heritage beers. Here's a big crate of super dark double imperial stouts for drinking on stage. I'm like, dude, we've got to go up there for 90 minutes and sweat our balls out. And you want us to drink imperial Russian stouts while we're up there? Are you insane? So we just send it back and say, can you give us like a case of Corona or something, or Coors Light? Because, yeah, sometimes it blows their mind. Like, what? The Alestorm doesn't want the ale? So, yeah.
But, oh God, the thought of having to drink like a 14% barrel-aged imperial stout on stage makes me like want to explode.
Are any of the members of Alestorm actually Scottish at this point, or live in Scotland?
There was a time a few years ago where our bassist Gaz lived in Edinburgh, but he's Northern Irish. He lives back. He was there for a while, I think, because his girlfriend was at university in Scotland. But no one lives in Scotland. Nobody was born in Scotland. No one really has a Scottish accent. We are very fake.
Wikipedia now says you're a multinational band.
Oh
Scotland.
my!
There
God.
you go.
If you go through, I think on the Glory Hammer page, if you go through the previous edits, there's probably 100 edits from me of me changing it from Glory Hammer are a Scottish Swiss metal band. It's like, no, they're not. We changed it to Anglo-Swiss because everyone in the band is either English or Swiss. There's no Scottish people there. And I have these fucking arguments with like neckbeard fans saying, no one in the band is Scottish. They go, no. Chris and the whole band are from Scotland. They're all from Dundee. It's like, no, nobody is Scottish. There's no Scottish people. Stop it. And it's just, getting rid of these edits all the time. I live a very sad existence of editing Wikipedia.
It's an eternal battle on Wikipedia over your heritage.
Do you cite just me as the source when you're
literally me?
My existence.
Exactly. That's what we do, but people don't realize it, and it's. I wonder if it's been changed back yet. I'm going to see.
Glory Hammer should be an intergalactic band.
People can now quote this episode of the show for the Wikipedia edits.
Oh yeah, exactly. Anglo-Swiss, and then you could put citation number 4 next to that.
I'll put the link to the episode.
I think our Judicator episode is referenced on Wikipedia.
Yeah, the Wikipedia for Judicator references.
We got referenced. Yeah. That's the greatest honor to be referenced.
I hope someone when Dan writes his paper about metal communities, he should really make sure he cites us properly. I don't want MLA format citations.
Fans arguing with artists over what's true is my favorite thing.
Oh, here I've just gone to looking through the previous edits on Glory Hammer here, and this is one where someone has changed it back to Scottish. And then their explanation for it is, of the members, 2 are Scottish, 1 is American, 1 is English, 1 is Swiss, and the band is based in Scotland. So that makes them a Scottish band. Like, what? None of that's true. That's all nonsense.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right. You do you, fan.
Yeah, let them have it. But I don't really do much with Glory Hammer anymore. I sort of let them do their own thing because it's too busy doing the whole Yara Hoy drinking rum shit.
You've committed to a life of piracy instead of intergalactic whatever it is that Glory Hammer does.
Yeah, well, Glory Hammer wasn't supposed to be popular. That was,
Damn it! Why are you popular?
What's the thing? You think I'll start a cheesy power metal band? That's not going to become huge.
Yeah, but people love cheesy power metal. On the Reddit, the fucking power metal subreddit, every other week, there's always somebody saying, "What are your recommendations for cheesy power metal bands?"
Glory Hammer.
Yeah, but but this when we started this in 2010, 12.
It's on is Glory Hammer a parody? Is it embracing power metal? Is it playing up the tropes? Does it lampoon power metal? No one can agree on what Glory Hammer is.
It's just a band, It's our whole thing was I don't want to say parodying, but it's what do you call it when you take all the elements that you love and you just do them better? I think sounds arrogant, but you know, it's because like so many of these power metal bands, all these golden age power metal bands, they lost sight of what they do, and of course they have all these orchestra things going on and all these frilly symphonics and stuff, but they don't have any songs anymore. Like, whatever happened to doing 3.5-minute rock songs about dragons? You know, it's everything's like a 7-minute escapade through time and space and wizards.
Dude, that's so true.
So that's why Gloryhammer's successful. We're like the only band in power metal who just writes songs anymore. Everyone just fucking does these ridiculous over the top shit. So,
yeah, but the most recent Gloryhammer release I feel like it had a lot of these like epic long tracks with
there's always the one at the end.
Yeah, there's one at the end, but for the most part, it goes verse, intro, verse, chorus, chorus, solo, chorus.
Fucking power metal.
That's, you know, like you think to all like, you know, the classic rock that your parents listened to or whatever, and that's like their songs. You know, it's all about this big hook, the big chorus, this big riff.
Yeah.
And then, but you know, that's rock and roll to me. And then, like, power metal these days is like, oh, look at my center pan cellos doing ostinato.
Center pan cellos.
It's. I think people lose sight that at the end of the day, this is rock and roll is songs. You know, it's just, and that is the secret to Gloryhammer, is just write songs. Like, it got big.
Yeah.
I feel very blessed to know the guy who came up with center pan cellos as a complaint. I think it's hilarious.
I'm gonna make sure that on the next album I do, there's gonna be this bit at the start, and it just starts with a cello in the middle, just
in
right
the middle.
there, right. But then it's gonna like slide around, like back to the middle again.
Back and forth.
Like, oh no, back to the middle.
You wear headphones, you can hear it travel like through your ears.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
In the live show, you have them like on a little cart and you push them around while they're playing the cello.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we can have two guys. Like, there'll be a cello player on this rolling platform. I'll be pushing him back towards the center, and then Dan will come on stage and he'll push him back towards the
Oh my god, I would pay so much money to see that.
I feel like this has got very in joke.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying, "What the fuck's a center pan cello?"
That's how
Yeah,
podcasts work.
Cello in the center, and that's not where you put a cello.
Seriously, yeah, like you're the second person we've invited here. Like Dan, we did last week, that like we've talked to before in our stupid chat. So now it's just a bunch of dumbass inside jokes.
Did he talk about cellos?
We mentioned it.
we bitched about cellos a little bit. I don't know, dude. Our topics transcended space and time. We talked about cyberbullying and
the Nightwish cults
and symphonic metal's identity crisis.
Oh, did he have his rant about the UK symphonic metal scene? That's
yes, absolutely.
That was the main thing.
We talked about how Nightwish has spawned a series of cults, and it was real. If you guys in the chat are interested in cults and Nightwish and symphonic metal, check out our last episode with the infamous Daniel Carpenter of Celestival, or whatever the fuck his band is.
Do you pronounce it Celestial, or do you have
Celestial? It's Celestial.
It's Celestial, but nobody says it like that.
Yeah, I told him that we tried to get our Google Alexa, whatever, to play, and then by voice command, and we couldn't do it.
So you can say, "Hey Google, play Celestival."
It doesn't
play
find
Celestival 10 times 2, and it just couldn't do it. So any of you in bands, if you want your thing to be played by voice recognition, name it something normal.
Yeah.
And don't get fancy with the lettering.
Hell yeah!
There's definitely a trick to naming your band, and it should be a word, but it should not be a really common word, because you just die if no one can find you at all. But also, if nobody can pronounce it, that's bad as well.
Yeah, and you have to think about, if you're trying to make it work internationally, how other people will pronounce it, like Peleke.
Peleke.
Pelek.
You have to think, how would someone that speaks English, how would someone that speaks Spanish, how would someone that speaks, I don't know, what are the big languages, Chinese, Japanese, and how would they say it, and then see what happens to it before deciding on the word.
Oh man, 我不知道.
Hey, would you
Do you
say
think
would you
starting
say
your band with an A makes it easier to be found because you're at the top of all the alphabetical lists?
Ooh.
I don't think anyone goes to record stores anymore. But
Yeah.
in half the world we are Alestorm.
Yeah, we are Alestorm.
Ale-
Yeah,
Alestorm.
you are Alestorm.
Alestorm, come to Chile.
Yeah, exactly.
Alestorm.
That's
Okay,
how. But it works.
Usually we try to take chat questions, but everybody's just memeing along. So fellowship.
Oh yeah, the
Shout
band
out.
in the UK, Fellowship, that nobody can find ever.
Alestorm
they're
name
pretty
in
good.
Spanish works really well. That's great. I
They're
love.
good, but they're impossible to find.
I think this is another case of our like teeny community blowing something out of proportion.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
yeah,
it's some nice music.
I've got high hopes for that band Fellowship. They're like this, for those of you who are watching who don't know, they're like this UK power metal band.
I actually like it a lot. I was like,
And yeah,
this
they're
is
good.
kinda
They're
like,
competent.
this is kind of like Twilight Force 1.
They covered "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" by Lion King, which
Oh, I
think
didn't
got
hear
some
that. I
acclaim.
didn't hear that.
I didn't
I don't know.
like it.
Disney covers just really piss me off for some reason.
Disney covers get the views though.
Yeah,
I fucking
they
hate
do.
Disney covers.
I'm trying to work out these guys. Like, the main guy, he's too wholesome. Like, no one is that wholesome. It's like, right, what's his deal? Like, is he in a religious cult? I feel like he's in a religious cult. He doesn't look like a normal person.
No normal person plays power metal.
Yeah, I'll need to find out who this guy is. Find out what his deal is. Maybe he's just a guy who looks wholesome and that's cool, or maybe he is like some sort of end of the world guy. Oh, the world's going to end, and that's wonderful. Here's some power metal.
Oh no, here's some power metal.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because all religious people are in apocalyptic cults.
Oh,
Well, it's
someone's
kind of
got a
like the
question.
state of the world right now anyway. The world's ending.
Someone's got a
We're-
question.
let's have
Oh
some.
yeah, a real question.
Real question.
Question for English speakers: how do you pronounce different Alestorm and hailstorm?
You say
Okay.
Halestorm.
Alestorm. Like in
Halestorm.
Spanish.
In,
In
Lizzie
Spanish,
Halle, I love you, Lizzie
in
Halle.
Spanish,
in Spanish, the H is
Exactly.
silent, right?
H is
It's
The
silent.
H is
It's
silent.
the same.
They're both
So they're
Alestorm.
Alestorm as well.
They're
yeah.
both
Oh my
Alestorm.
God, that's confusing.
Holy shit!
That's
Holy
gonna suck if we
Yeah.
ever.
If Alestorm, like hailstorm, ever played in Latin America,
It happened to me a couple of times.
sucks for them. They're just advertising for you guys.
Yeah.
Then
It
okay.
happened a couple of times.
How different is Latin America from US and Canada for bands? Can you ask Chris? Chris is here. You can ask him.
I mean, there's nothing. The US and Canada is not really a good baseline to go on because the US and Canada kind of sucks for bands like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
fucking
still
suck.
very second rate. But at our level, we're not even. Usually people think, oh, power metal sort of bands are huge in South America. We haven't quite hit that level. So we played a lot of dive bars in we've been to Mexico. We do all right. Colombia was weird dive bars. Brazil was mostly weird dive bars, apart from Sao Paulo. Argentina, it's in Buenos Aires. We played that kind of nice place, but it was kind of small. Then in Cordoba and Rosario, that was the diviest of dive bars. That was.
I am surprised you even played
didn't like
those cities because
We go for it. I want to go everywhere.
normally the most of the bands don't go outside of Buenos Aires because just the sheer drop in population density means you will not get a huge audience unless you are.
That's like the US. There's just no population density outside of like Los Angeles. And
Yeah, but the
New York.
problem in
Yeah.
the US is that
Basically-
those places that have the big population densities are really far away. So it's like traveling to another country,
They are so
going
far.
from New York
right?
to
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
That's 2 countries.
when you do a US tour, basically the way it works is you go up the East Coast and then you try and find a way to cross to the West Coast as fast as humanly possible, stopping in as little places as you can, and then go down the West Coast. It's a mad dash across the Midwest to try and not burn too much money
Right.
because tour buses are $1,000 a night.
Yeah.
We're paying crew by the day. Nothing's free, so it's it's a big challenge. Trying to find shows in the Midwest where you won't die. But going back to the main difference between South America and North America for shows is the crowds in South America are batshit insane.
Look at Fernando. Yeah.
So proud.
Fernando, are you the kind of guy who just like screams every single melody and every single
Yes.
Yeah.
We
He's
sing
like,
along
"On my phone, I'm
guitar
gonna
solos.
jump in the pit," and then he just like dives like this.
It's wild. I love that shit. When we played in Mexico the last time, the stage was okay, but the monitors were kind of small. We could not hear our monitors over the sound of the crowd singing along. That was fucked. It was crazy. So we were using them as a reference, just hoping we were still playing in tune because just hear these crowd belting it out. And it's South American crowds are the best. It kind of sucks that when we do tours there, you have to fly every single show. Which
that's a thing, yeah.
But apart from the 3 Argentina shows, we did that by bus. That was fun. Like a mini bus, basically a van, actually. That was nice. But yeah, a lot of flights. We got stuck in Buenos Aires once on the way to Chile. There was a hurricane. There was like a hurricane or whatever you call them, a big storm came into Buenos Aires, and no flights could take off. So we were stuck there. We missed our first show in Chile, and that was very sad.
It sucks.
Sad Chileans.
Sorry, Chile, but we came back and it was great and had a lovely time in Chile. And
nice.
Hooray!
Sweet.
Does the Mexico song go off with the Mexican crowds?
Oh my god, it goes off. That's it's almost like their unofficial national anthem. They love that shit. It's great.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, are you just gonna make a song for every country so you can pander to like as many crowds?
Hey ho, Paraguay! Let's all go to Paraguay.
Right.
Paraguay.
Like, Viva Colombia!
Well, we did a song about Colombia. We had the Battle of Cartagena was that's Colombia, and they again that song went off there as well. That was cool.
That's one of your best songs.
It's that's the thing. We have good songs like that, but then we have popular songs, and the two don't tend to meet, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we almost had a show in Cartagena, and that would have been cool. But the promoter said, yeah, you could play there. Like 25 people will come, and it'll be in the worst pub. But yeah, so we decided not to. Maybe next time.
Next time.
Oh,
that's great.
Cool. All right. Any other questions? Will you ever take off your eye patch on an album?
What?
There was this song that me and Elliot wrote called Eye Patch, but like as initials, like EYEPATCH. And there's a bad song. We sort of memed about it for a while.
It's like the Freedom Call metal thing.
Oh my god.
It was I think it was like E is for eye patch and Y is for yar. E is for epic and P is for pirate. That sort of shit. It was just it was a bad song.
Spelling.
It's like you're a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we ever figure out if the Freedom Calls metal stood for anything? METAL.
I don't.
Does anyone like that?
No.
No. Call.
No one likes Freedom Call. They don't even have a Wikipedia.
Dude, I feel like a lot of people. Okay, again, in our tiny, like, non-representative power metal community, people love Freedom Call.
Yeah, I feel like the internet community really rates them, but my enormous thighs are lit. Yeah, that'll do.
You don't see it, but there's also people watching on YouTube. And in the YouTube chat, someone mentions that Chris Bowes, he thinks you are a fan of Paul Sagoth. I think he might be onto something there.
Yeah, I feel like that's true.
That's where Glory Hammer came from, sort of.
Yeah. Basically, everything I do is Paul Sagoth homage. Well, it kind of was. We've sort of drifted these days towards just absolute nonsense meme metal. But I am starting this new band with it's got this kind of all-star lineup. It's got Eric Brown, who is the drummer of Necrogoblicon, and he's also in Rainbow Dragon Eyes.
Ooh.
It's got Jake from Aether Realm doing vocals and bass. It's got me doing keyboards and narration. It's got the guy who pretends to be me in Glory Hammer on guitar. He's like,
dude, real Chris and fake Chris.
That's gonna give you. He can't play the keyboard, but fucking hell, he can play the guitar. He actually did the solo on our song "Walk the Plank," and he deliberately designed that solo to be so difficult that our guitar player couldn't play it. So he's very good. And it's also got who is it? The guy, Matt Bell on also a guitar. He's the guy who wrote Tortuga, and he helped co-write a bunch of other songs in the New Alestorm album. And he's in this band called Trollhagen, and it's going to be a sort of the band's called Wizard Throne, and it's going to be basically 100% Balsagoth worship, and that's coming soon to a meme metal show near you, I'm sure.
That sounds fantastic.
But
that sounds awesome, yeah.
Yeah, that's our apocalypse band. Well, we're doing that while we're stuck at home. That's going to be good.
Speaking of crossovers, have you ever been approached to do vocals for like Avantasia or Arion, like these big collaboration projects?
Like super serious power metal projects?
You know, a long time ago, I heard that this is going back because back in the MySpace days, I heard that if on your MySpace page you're a band and you put one of your influences as Arion, he would and if your band was popular enough, there's a chance that Arion would like contact you and say, "Hey, I see you like Arion and your band's kind of cool. Want to sing?" So on the Alestorm MySpace, it said our number one influencer was Arion, even though it sounded nothing like
Holy shit, that's amazing.
But never got approached, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe they stopped watching their MySpace page. Also, you have a MySpace page?
This was like in 2008. This was 2008.
Okay.
A long time ago. But yeah, I don't know what I'd do in Arion because I think there's no place for just me shouting badly next to all these world-class, incredible vocalists. And here comes Captain Chris saying ahoy.
It has
work.
to have the right character, and then that might work.
If there's like a jester or something, I don't know.
I can absolutely see. I can see Thomas Winkler though appearing in Arion. That would be that seems more up their sort of street. He can actually sing, which is a skill I lack. So yeah, that'd be kind of fun if one day.
Or like Nanowar would probably snag you up for something.
Fucking Nanowar. We had a feeling Nanowar. when Tom got approached for that Nanowar thing, we were like, I guess it's going to be good, but this is going to come bite us in the ass. And lo and behold, every 5 minutes we get fucking emails and messages from people saying, "Oh, so when Angus McFife fell in the volcano, did he get resurrected as Odin? Is this now canonical Gloryhammer lore?" I'm like, shut up!
Yes,
stop saying these words.
Lore. They're serious. Power metal is so serious.
This is the age of the crossovers. Like everything is a universe.
We live in the post-Marvel world.
It's canon. What a time to be alive.
Right, obviously, the song's fun and all, and good guys, but I wish people would stop saying lore to everything we fucking do. It's just songs,
lore.
Guys.
Absolutely lore.
I hate
we have
lore.
a whole 20-minute upload explaining Gloryhammer lore. If anyone wants to find it.
Oh my god! Yeah, actually, Kyle summed up Gloryhammer lore for the podcast. Yeah.
I went through all the albums and lyrics, and we made
you
it
just
part of
wrote
the
a summary, like English literature class style and
I didn't write it. I just winged it.
Wow, that's amazing, dude! I pre-write everything because I am like a stuttering mess. That's amazing.
We were having so many lore ideas for the next Gloryhammer album. We didn't quite know where to go with it. Obviously, nothing's written yet, but we've been just throwing back and forth ideas. The main one is that because at the end of the third album, there's like this Morse code message, and it's sent back to the original galaxy, original timeline, but 30 years later to activate a clone of Zargathrax. So it turns out that in the first album, before Zargathrax got frozen, early in the story, he made a clone of himself and hid it in a cave underneath Dundee or something, I don't know. And then, obviously, so Zargathrax gets frozen in the first album, but this transmission comes in from another dimension 30 years later, telling the clone to wake up from its cryogenic stasis. And so then that's where the clone Zargathrax comes in, which is Mike, the guy who pretends to be me is the clone Zargathrax. That's how we explain the fact he looks different. And there's going to be a song about having two wizards. It's just working title is like just Double Wizard, and it's going to be called like, I don't know, Invocation of the Binary Thaumaturge or something. And then at that point, there's going to be this explosion on stage, and suddenly there's going to be 2 Zargathraxes. There's going to be me, and there's going to be him, and it's going to fucking go off.
That's
and
great. That works.
Because the clone unfreezes the real Zargathrax and alters the timeline. All this chaos happens. But by this time, Angus MacFife is dead,
Right.
and it's his son, Angus MacFife II, who's a king. But Angus MacFife II, we had this idea the other day. It's probably not going to stay. Angus MacFife II is just a fucking baby. Like he's like super young. So, but there's like this kind of regent who when the king's young, there's always like some guy who's appointed to rule in his stead. So we had this idea that Tom would wear like with this big crazy costume, whereas like it's like a 3 meter tall guy, and Tom's head would actually come out the guy's chest. And it would look like Tom is a baby being carried by this giant dude.
Great.
And he'd be singing the songs of the baby. But
Gosh.
I mean we just try to work out the logistics of that. And there'd be all this stuff like Paul, our guitarist, who is like his character is like Sir Prolicius. In this one, he's going to be ancient because it's 30 years after the first one. So we're going to force Paul to always go on stage in old man makeup and have this like be like, mighty warriors, I am 117 years old. And he's going to be on a walking cane.
Fucking old.
And then Ben, our drummer, who is like Ralathor, the mysterious hermit.
Or
He's-
sub-commander.
Somehow, he is going to have full knowledge of everything that's previously happened. Like his whole thing is like, it's never quite explained how he knows everything. Just does. So he knows what happens in the past, in the future, and in a different galaxy. So he's the only one that understands how it all went together. And so yeah, he's just going to know all this stuff. It never gets explained why. And at this point, the Hootsman, our bassist, he's just become the King of Unst, which is an island in Scotland, and he's setting sail off to America to conquer California. But then he gets his call saying he's got to come back and save Scotland again from the Double Wizards. So he comes back, and he has all these battles, and then in the second album, how it's revealed he's a cyborg. Well, in this new album, he's going to have all these battles, but he's going to keep losing limbs and shit. So he gets all his limbs replaced with robotic parts. So that's how he turns into a cyborg, is in this album. And then that's how he lives forever, because, that's how he's alive 1,000 years later, because he gets all these body parts replaced. He's like a robot Hootsman. So that's the... we're not quite sure how it's going to end, but that's how it's going to start. And some chaos will happen.
That's some
epic
start.
battles.
Right.
This is intense, man.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to convey that through a 4-minute meme metal, power metal song.
But you see,
it's going to happen.
You say all this, what you just said right now, and you can't expect people to not then come ask you about the lore. It's as unrealistic.
I know.
Yeah, and people
are like
make
writing
Dungeons and Dragons
D&D.
campaigns based off of
they're
this.
writing D&D campaigns based off of your lore.
God, I hate lore.
But that's what you're doing. That's what you just did.
You just
Right.
ranted on
I know. See, I love writing. I think what I hate is what's it you call? What's the word you call it when like fans write stuff?
Fan fiction.
Fan
not
fiction?
like. Yeah, that's like fan fiction. All this I hate that. I hate fan fiction. I've always hated it. Just comes across as weird. Like when people write fan fiction about vampires or Star Wars or Star Trek.
Or like
it's
yourself.
Yeah, or like about
Like
I hate it.
wench training.
Wench training. I hate fan fiction so much.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wench training. I unfortunately missed the majority of it, but
for those of you watching, there's we found this Alestorm fan fiction, and it's called Wench Training.
What?
And it's this
I didn't know
dreadful
about this.
thing. You don't know about
She
this?
wasn't
Oh my
on,
god, you
probably.
know.
shit.
Wait. Okay, this was during our work hours
Yeah.
because
I have a real
Seth was
job and
doing
I
it,
work.
and he's in like boat time, and we're at work. That's why we
It
missed
was in your morning, mostly.
Yeah.
So
Need to
nobody.
read this.
Let's explain to everyone that's watching that has no idea what we're
So,
going
yeah,
on
let's-
about.
Explain what wench training is.
Also, like, it's this dreadful fan fiction story about, I guess, there's some self-insert girl who's like the main character, and she's in an Alestorm show, and then she goes backstage, and backstage is a pirate ship or something, and then I lock her up in my pirate cabin, and then like after the show, the pirate ship sails off, and she's trapped on the ship, and there's like some sort of, I think some bukkake happens. I don't know. It's fucked. It's really bad. It's like.
It's like
awful.
Borderline hentai.
It's borderline because it has no drawings.
Chris,
but
that's
like,
how you know you've made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
If people are
borderline
making,
hentai
like,
because there's no
Rule
drawings.
34
but
fan fiction about you.
It's full on erotica, and the character is like Chris himself, and not like
Right. It's not
one
a
of the
character.
characters.
It's yeah.
No, it's literal Chris.
It's like, ahoy, mate, but it. Explain bukkake. Explain it yourself.
Explain bukkake, please. No, just Google it, bro. That's kind of.
Just Google it for sure. Safe search off.
Yeah.
You know,
So
not
this is why our streams and our episodes are marked as adult and over 18.
Yeah.
They get demonetized. Yeah, I'm sure.
If we were ever
that corgi's
monetized,
still there. Awesome. I didn't realize there was a corgi still on the screen. Hello,
Yeah, I
corgi,
left it
where are you
there.
down here.
Yeah, it's the copyright defense corgi.
Yeah, I think was it the music video for the pirate metal whatever had a corgi at the end and like dogs barking.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's bucket.
there's that corgi. I'm not sure if that is actually a stock photo or we just because Elliot, our
Stock
keyboard player,
photo.
made the video. I think he got a free photograph, but then he wrote stock photo over it just to because previously just to make it funny.
Yes. But did he actually have a corgi or no?
No, that's just a.
The
Okay.
dog.
Oh man, I was really hoping that the dog would actually be a corgi because we're obsessed with corgis and
Right. So
stuff.
what's the dog that made the barking? Because it's like one
Yeah,
of
what kind of
yours,
dog was it?
something.
Is it just the plug-in that did the dog bark
It's
sound?
called Korg Triton Dog Sample 2. I think
Aw.
it's there's no real dog. Oh, what a good dog! Yes, but no, we try and we've been lying to everyone and saying, oh yeah, that's our front of house engineer's dog Boo Boo.
Oh really? I really thought it was a corgi. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
There is no.
There's no corgi. No.
Next
Like,
time.
you could have had with all these amazing guests, and then a corgi guesting vocals. That would have made that list complete.
Corgi.
I think actually on our previous album we did put this dog as a member in the lineup. It's there. Like all these is all us, is all our guests, and there's a dog at the end. It's
Yeah.
quite cool.
Well, you have the dog version of the album as like the bonus one.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
it.
this time it was the 16th century because they had SNESs in the 16th century.
Good God, I hate bonus tracks. I hate them so much. But the record label demands them, and the cool thing is, if you sell a double CD album, it counts twice as much for chart
Yeah.
positions. So
Charts are really
so
weird.
it's basically we're gaming the charts. Also, this time round, we managed to convince Billboard, the people who do the US charts, that our crazy expensive box set counts as 5 record sales.
Oh.
So we're
What? How?
yep. Box set. You get like 1 record sale per $10 of stuff, and it's cost $50, so it's worth 5 record sales.
Okay,
So we just
Billboard's
trying to gain-
calculations are weird. Okay.
Yeah, it's
all
everyone
lie.
does. Yeah, so we're just trying to game the charts because, like, I mean, we're kind of hopeful for like high chart positions. Like, I mean, hoping for at least top 10 in Germany. But as you know, if you go on like Amazon in the UK, I think we're like the 16th highest selling album right now. Definitely the highest selling metal album this week. I don't know. So it's crazy. It's this. I mean, a week from now, I could look at the charts and it says you got to number 78. You suck. But this has the potential to be huge, which is very exciting.
What's the highest you've gotten on US charts? I imagine it's not crazy high.
Oh, US charts is wild. We haven't even like let's say because in
Lady
Germany,
Gaga's coming for you this week. That's
I
the
know.
problem.
Well, like
After you
last
ripped off
album,
her song.
last album we got to the last Alestorm one got to like in Germany. Last one got to number 14, but in the US we couldn't even break the top 200.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Even when you played Warped Tour and all these like normal people found out who you were.
And that was after selling like 3,000 copies of an album. Still didn't break the. That just goes. It's so insane. It just shows how much money like there is, or rather how many sales there are in like mainstream music. We can't compete. Like, or even those album charts. Like, let's say in the UK album charts, we'll maybe hit like, I don't know, number 30, 40, and then you look what's above us, and it'll be the Black Album by Metallica, or it'll be like an AC/DC compilation. So like this album that came out 40 years ago or whatever is still selling more records than we do in release week. It's fucked how big some bands are. It's insane. Like these guys must be making silly money from records. It's crazy.
Yeah, totally.
But that's the industry, you know?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And charts are weird.
But, you know,
are really weird sometimes.
Yeah,
how
they
are calculated, like you said. Like, you can now count your box set as 5 albums. And then when, I think, like, do they still change? Like, there was a point that every year they change how they measured online listenings towards the charts, because they convert them to album sales, and it used to be like, 1,000 streams seems like one album sale or stuff like that, and then they change it and it's 500, and then it's now it has to be full listens, it can be partial listens, or it's listeners and whatever, and nothing makes sense.
They're like it used to be, of course, only physical things mattered and streams didn't matter at all. Now it's every year it's kind of dragging more and more to someone's saying we're US number 6 in paid albums.
Paid albums.
Is that implying there's free albums?
As opposed to unpaid albums.
Oh shit, there is like, actually, I remember seeing this before. There's like a chart for like free albums, which don't count because, like, you know, you can't count an album you give away as a record sale. So like there's some people who just give away their albums for free, but it's
This is true.
Amazing.
But yeah, the charts are gradually moving towards streaming and stuff, which is cool.
Yeah,
because
it's like, but how do you do the math? It's like the 100 streams or 1,000 streams is an album.
I always thought it was 1,000 an album, which is
it's kind of
fair
weird.
enough.
I don't know if I would listen. Like, I don't know if I would listen to anything 1,000 times, or maybe I have over my lifetime. But
no, think about it though. That's 1,000 total streams of songs. So if you listen to a 10-track album 100 times, that counts as one.
True.
Which is about.
Okay.
You know,
like 10 album playthroughs is easy.
Well, 100 album playthroughs. So it's like, I feel like, you know, if you stream an album 100 times, that's approximately what you might listen to an album you'd bought. Like playing a CD 100 times sounds average, you know?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Okay.
But it works for us because, you know, our fans don't buy albums, like, apart from the crazy box sets. We don't sell many just plain old jewel cases, but we get a hell of a lot of streams and YouTube shit. So who knows? Could be number 2 in Germany behind Lady Gaga.
That'd actually be like really great. Just
Amazing.
being only second to Lady Gaga would be quite the achievement.
Yeah, that's a hell of an accomplishment.
And you're on
Have
the
you ever
album
gotten,
as well.
acknowledged by Lady Gaga, being like,
She is
Oh my
man.
god, that would also be a hell of a
Fired.
festival. Alestorm opening for Lady Gaga.
We've actually got this plan that we're going to do a special release of the album in Hungary and sell it for like €1 in a gas station. That's the way to get album sales in Hungary. And we're going to try and get a gold record. So, and then the plan is once you get a gold record, everyone who's involved in the album gets a gold record. So we'll, if that works, we'll send you a gold record.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
gold record.
I think that fell apart because of this whole virus thing,
Yeah.
because people aren't really going to gas stations anymore. But we're
nobody's
gonna
driving
try it.
anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try and make that happen at some point. You know.
Okay. All right. Once we're through this apocalypse, so just hang in there, everybody.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
We get that gold record eventually, Darko.
Hell yeah!
That'd
I'm
be
so
great.
excited. Do Bandcamp purchases?
Your
rating?
your headset we haven't
All
explained.
right, we haven't
to the
explained.
audience yet.
So
Oh yeah, this is the best part. Tell us.
you can see that there's a
headset?
white line on me, and the thing is that my headphones are broken, so I keep them with a elastic band because they fall. If I take this off, they just open up. I don't know if you can see it because it's a bit dark, but and they just fall down. I can't hear anything, so I need to hold them in with this elastic band here. This is very high tech, as you can see, very rough engineering. Oh no, now it's falling down.
No,
Oh
your rubber
no!
bands.
Got your hair.
There,
Oh no.
there it is. So now it works. So I need to buy new headphones, clearly. The sad part is that they work perfectly fine, but they just open like this, and I can't use them like that. They're expensive, but I guess I'll have to buy one so I don't look so ridiculous on the videos.
Oh, you look fantastic. We just when we started this show, like we didn't know we'd be live streaming, so we didn't think about how to look cool.
This is all just a big plug for our Patreon.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we have a Patreon, people. If you wanna put some dollarinos there towards our production, that'd be fine.
Give us money.
A black rubber band is a good idea. It'll blend in more.
Yeah, I should just take a Sharpie and paint it black so that it doesn't show as much, because it really shows on the video, especially now that it's darker
okay.
outside.
It looks great. I think the guitars and bass in your background like make up for it. You look pretty cool there.
Is that a Guitar Hero guitar on the wall as well?
It's a Rock Band one. So you see, so that's an electric bass. That's a 7-string guitar. That's a Rock Band guitar. That's an acoustic guitar, and there's another bass. And off camera to this side, there's a Guitar Hero guitar. So it's like maybe I can show it.
Fantastic.
Like there's another one.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, a room tour.
Oh, that's all I can show
So
right
cool.
I like Chris's fancy lighting at the green going
now. Yeah,
on right now.
that's really good.
Check this shit out. Check what I can do with this.
It's like an RGB room. That's next level.
Oh, nice.
Whoa!
Oh.
Your room can change colors. So all you
Yeah.
guys listening on a recording on the podcast on your podcast app can't see this.
Right.
My room
Only
can change colors. Yeah.
Only the live listeners can see this.
Yeah, I splurged recently and bought like 10 of those Philips Hue bulbs. They're so fucking expensive.
Yes.
And the room is full of them. And I've got 2 on my face as well, so we can get like the white light
Right.
and everything. It's real fancy.
Ooh, you're so profesh.
I think I can make them
Gamer
like do disco mode. So like if I play music, they can change color in time to the
Nice.
music, which is kind of cool. But
I have a couple of those, but they're not at home. I have them at the studio. We have the ones that react to music and ones that they are like regular light bulbs, but they are spinning, so they are like a disco ball in your normal thing. It's really great for karaoke parties and that kind of thing. But I don't have them here.
no.
One day we'll be able to have karaoke parties again.
Oh,
Subscribe to the Patreon. All your money goes towards buying light bulbs.
Light bulbs.
That's our
Light
next
bulbs.
investment. We got to make our
yeah,
videos.
we need to make our videos. But
better.
we're using Kylan and me are using our phones as cameras. And
This is a crappy laptop. This is even
right,
my phone on the phone.
you're on the laptop. Yeah.
This laptop is Biscuit gave it to me. He took it from work. Yeah.
Totally
Thanks,
not
Biscuit.
illegally.
Totally not illegally, and yeah.
Did you
all
get a
good.
sticker to brand it for the Powerful logo yet?
But I can.
I've been wanting to get another webcam because I do like Twitch streaming now and then, and I want to have like multiple cameras, but you cannot buy a webcam right now. It's
Are you
insane.
serious? It's another thing that's sold out.
Yeah, probably.
Like-
The only thing you can find is like these fake ones that just don't work, from
Holy
some dodgy
shit.
no-name brand. So like if you want to get like a good like Logitech whatever webcam, you cannot get it.
Dude,
It's
that's
fucked.
insane. So, like, the weirdest things are sold out right now. Like, one of them is yeast for bread. So I don't know if there's any bakers in the audience. There ain't no yeast right now. Another thing is fitness equipment. So you want to build a home gym? You can't.
Get an old Kinect.
Apparently
That's an
webcams,
interesting
too.
idea.
That's crazy. You can
Lysol wipes. That's the one that's killing me.
Lysol wipes. Yeah.
Those wipes, great for cleaning up like, chicken shit and goose poo,
Yeah. We're on our last. Yeah, I actually I had to trade for some 70% isopropanol. My friend went to the chicken feed store and I traded her some flour for some isopropanol.
That is so medieval. I love
We
it.
are in a
Going back to a barter
bartering
system.
society right now. I had to trade beer for tofu because tofu is completely sold out here. Just want some fucking tofu, bitch.
That's just great.
And I had to trade some beer for it.
Thankfully, there's not many tofu eaters in rural Tennessee, so I can get it all myself for no problem. So,
well, lucky you. We got a lot of Chinese people in California. We need our tofu. We've been beanless for 2 months. Not the beans.
not the beans.
No.
Don't talk to me about beans.
Oh no. Oh, we need to get our beans.
Crazy times.
All right. So, we've been on for 2 hours.
Wow.
So,
good.
that's wild. This is such a fun show. I feel like this is one of our best live.
So much has happened.
I know,
Two dudes
so
have
much
gone-
has happened.
2 dudes have gone to space in the time we've been talking. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? 2 dudes and a corgi.
2 dudes and a corgi.
And a corgi, Captain Corgi.
Oh, all right. So, if there's not any more questions from the crowd, should we wrap this up?
This is the time, Chad. You can learn anything you want about Captain
Last
Not Yarface
call.
here.
Last call.
Any question you want, I can answer anything. I don't give a shit. I'll
One
Wooden
duck.
leg 3. Oh god, yeah, Wooden leg 3. Holy shit, we had this
no.
had this idea this morning that we were going to. We thought, okay, we have to do Wooden leg 3 eventually. I feel like it's just this band's thing. We want to have,
Wooden legs is your thing.
but like, obviously the first song was this dumb fast folk metal song, and the second one, of course, is just this totally unexpected epic. And so we're thinking, right, where do we go from there? We can't just write a regular song; it would be anticlimactic.
Right.
We can't do a stupid song; that'd be bad. So I had this idea of doing like the ultimate, imagine the best sing-along Brothers in Arms ballad, kind of like our song Nancy the Tavern Wench, but better. And it's going to be called Wooden Leg 3, and the chorus is going to be this big wooden leg thing. But I want the verses to be sung, one in Spanish and one in Japanese, but like with a proper singing, like pirate voice, voice in Spanish and in Japanese. But that's just the idea I'm having just for this kind of cool epic ballad. But we'll see how that goes. It's that was literally a brand new idea this morning.
That's
so maybe
a good
that might
idea.
happen.
Hot takes, fresh idea. What are your thoughts on microwaves?
My thoughts on microwaves. We use a microwave a lot. So it's a great thing to have in your kitchen. I heat up corn in my microwaves.
Wow, amazing.
When it comes to hot
When it comes to
cocoa,
hot cocoa, marshmallows, whipped cream.
What else is people asking?
They're asking about your preferences on hot cocoa. This is a
my
really
preference on hot
what do you
cocoa.
want? Marshmallows or whipped cream on your hot cocoa?
Oh, I don't like toppings on Coke. I just like it to be just the drink. I hate toppings. They get in the way of
Yeah.
just
toppings.
I agree.
Just
drinking.
just
I
eat or
agree.
drink the thing.
Yeah.
God, guys. Well, what's the best food with beans?
So many bean things. I mean, I like a good chili with beans.
Chili.
If you
Rice and
get,
beans.
there's so many things they do with soybeans, and the things that they turn into is great.
Oh, I fucking love
good
soy
Good old fashioned English beans on toast is a primo snack. Pizza or burgers? Someone asks. Definitely burgers. I hate pizza. I think pizza's dumb. I will fight
What?
anyone, and I will
a hot
explain
take.
why.
You can't say
It's
say that you
just
don't want to eat
fucking
it, but
sandwich.
it's
It's
not.
an
What?
open topped sandwich. It's pointless.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Pizza is great.
You
Just-
suck.
It's just a grilled cheese.
No, it's
in
not.
Italian. I hate
God damn it.
it. It's fine. It's fine. It
Grilled
doesn't
cheese in
I have
Italian.
pizza
I've
waiting
never
for me
heard
right now in the other room.
that way.
I should go get some pizza today just to say fuck you too.
That's my hot take on pizza.
I love
When
that.
you
Italian
the next time
grilled
you
cheese.
come to Buenos Aires, I will make you pizza on a grill properly.
Do
And
it.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
And you will
Pizza's
enjoy it.
Really.
I mean, I did go to the restaurant in Napoli in Italy where pizza was
that's
invented,
awful.
and I had a pizza.
No, that's not
and
nice.
it was actually incredibly good.
But it's not the same dish. Like if you go to the actual invention of Italian pizza, it's not what we're used to as pizza. So it's
this one was pretty good though.
it can. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying that if you go to those places and thinking what you know of pizza from other countries and go to eat classic Italian pizza, you will be disappointed because it's a different dish. That's only the only thing.
So yeah, I don't know. I just get angry about pizza. I don't get how it's there's like a cult of pizza.
That's because
It's
it's a communal food. It's an easy food to share.
It's like international. If you ask any child from any country, what's your favorite food? They're probably just gonna say pizza.
I don't get it. There's so many more tasty things you can eat.
Yeah, there are, but this is easy and easy to share. That's the main thing. If you have a group of 4 people, the easiest thing you can get is pizza. And that's the thing. It's easy to eat.
Maybe.
You can hold it. You don't need any utensils to eat it. Like it's too practical, and that's where a lot of the love comes from.
You need some ketchup on that
What?
pizza. Don.
Oh my god! Yeah, ketchup on pizza is really good. That is what improves pizza. Is you dip the pizza in ketchup. That is really good. I will give you that.
You just validated our Polish friend who's obsessed with ketchup.
Ketchup in pizza is good. It's the best thing. Maybe I sound like a food heretic.
Someone also says pizza is shit, so you're not completely off.
Not alone. Pizza
You're not
haters
alone.
of the world, unite and
Pizza
rise
haters.
up.
I love pizza, but sign of the hammer. I can't resist.
Okay.
Yeah, this is heresy. Yeah, our show is heresy now. Cool.
Nice. Achievement unlocked.
Yeah, achievement unlocked. All right, fellow heretics of power metal.
So,
anything else?
We've been going for a long time.
I think that's
and we gotta eat.
We gotta eat. Because we started at noon for you guys. So did you get lunch or anything?
We've been. No, I didn't. My lunch was beer, and I finished.
I had a small breakfast, and now I'm starving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go and get some pizza then after this.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get some pizza.
I should get some pizza.
I have pizza.
Yeah.
It's already done.
I have left.
All right. I think one last question I liked on here was, "Are we all morons?"
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's
I think
safe
so.
question.
That's a good question.
Most people are morons, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's
It's a
be
comfort.
morons. Be kind
Embrace
to each other. Embrace
your
moronicism.
moronicism.
Eroticism.
Yeah. Be nice to your friends. Be nice to your
Don't be a
neighbors.
dick.
Be nice
love,
to your fellow morons.
love one another and stuff.
Don't be awful.
Yeah, and don't be awful. And I guess we'll see you. We'll see you in our next show, and we'll see Chris and Alestorm whenever the apocalypse fucking goes away.
My camera casts a
right?
cool shadow.
Look at the
The lights.
Like a shit Batman. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know how to screen.
Amazing.
I need 2 fingers to screenshot on this computer, and I'm tech illiterate, so I can't do it. So hopefully one of you did it.
Yeah. So there's one thing that we do whenever we end our episodes and we have a guest. Our guest has the honor to tell everyone that's listening, that's watching in this case also, to stay powerful and send us off. So, Chris.
Mighty warriors of the internet, I command you to stay powerful! Ha 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 ha! Goodbye, nerds.
Great.
Goodbye, nerds. Fare thee well.
Goodbye, nerds. Thank you, Chris.
That was my best Zargathrax impression.
That was really
That was
good.
beautiful.
Bye, everyone. Wave away. Bye.
Wait.